will absolutely do that. I still don't see YouTube Live. I don't know if it's just me, but I still just have the cover screen.
Yeah, it should be coming up any second. I think
Okay.
it's my machine's acting slow. Yeah.
All right. If on YouTube, hopefully you can hear me. Anyways. Um, yes, we have some economic data. The economic data continues to be all over the place here. I don't know what to make of this economy in the US. It's a very weird scenario. The market doesn't care, right? I mean, we can see that. We got things at all-time highs. The market's moving up. Anyways, we'll talk about that. But what is very interesting is the fact that the economic data that's coming out, again, very mixed picture. So let's start with the job information. We have initial and continuing jobless claims. Initial jobless claims slightly lower than expected. Again, when I say lower, I mean we're in the couple percent off, which means essentially we're on target. Right, so I think the number was actually 236,000 jobless claims versus the 244 expected. So I mean, it's really within the margin error. The continuing jobless claims slightly higher than expected, 1.974 million versus 1.95 million. So again, margin of error, right? So that doesn't tell us much. What's interesting is the GDP number that was expected to contract by 0.2%. It was more than that at 0.5%. So normally that would be considered sort of a bearish signal on your economy, right? You don't want your gross domestic product to shrink. That says that you're not producing as much, that you're making less stuff, that your economy is shrinking. But the stock market doesn't seem to reflect that, does it? And then we get all the mixed signals on the retail side when we get orders and sales and stuff like it's usually right around the numbers, sometimes growing, sometimes shrinking. It depends on the month. I don't know what to make of any of this, to be honest. But hey, if the market continues bullish, then I'm all for it. Like at least again, this trading opportunity is great. Like the trades are out there and weird stuff that's moving and stuff that's running. And anyways, I'm loving it. What a lot of fun it's been. So. Whatever's happening, keep up the good work.
Yep, absolutely. All right, friends. Taking a look here at our gappers list. Let's start with the first one on deck this morning. Is going to be KWE. Let's see what's this about. KWE. If I bring this up over here. KWE. Here we go. All right, so KWE this morning we are up 20%, 1.2 million shares traded. A bunch of flags this morning. Hard to borrow, SSR on here. So no shares to show with Interactive Brokers. Float on this one is under a million, so typically not something that I like to look at. But over the last couple of days, you can see there's been some activity here, Peter. Again, for low float players, maybe could be a good one.
I, this seems to be a Canadian company, and I don't know what the heck they're doing. Hey, look, they're based here in Ottawa with me. So the company's called Quest. I guess it's supposed to be Quest, but it's spelled Kwesst. Quest. But don't get used to that name because they've announced that they're looking to change their name to DefSec Technologies. I like that DefSec. Like I guess they serve the defense sector. The DefSec would make sense, but doesn't that sounds very like 90s to me? I don't know. DefSec Corp. I'm not sure. But anyways, DefSec, yeah, exactly. If they'd went to DefSec Quantum or something, then that would make sense because they used to be Quest Microsystems Inc. But anyways, I'm not sure what consultants they got to tell them this was a good name. Maybe they're trying to hide. Maybe that's why. But anyways, they're changing their name. I don't see any other real business news. Why are they changing their name? I'm not sure. What do they do? Well, the last product release information they had about a week ago was the fact that they received a big order for their prototype of its next generation battlefield laser detection system for armored vehicles. So, sounds cool.
It does.
So, all right, DefSec it is. Anyways. Carlos, I don't know if it's going to be tradable. It doesn't really look like it. Even the pre-market action doesn't look great. I love the story here. Again, name change is a little weird, but yeah, probably not a tradable activity.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So won't be on my list, friends. We'll look at something else this morning. Next on here is going to be TMC, which was on here yesterday. I don't remember if it was gapping up or down, but they're here again this morning. It must have been gapping up based on this daily. But yeah, I'm not sure how well this can trade. Yesterday you did get a little bit of action here. Looks like you had shares for shorts. At least you do this morning. Not sure if you're going to have that later on today. But again, we've been getting so many great stocks. I don't think this is one that is going to make our list. So I'm going to skip on it, Peter. Anything to add to this one?
No, I mean we talked about it yesterday, and like you said, it was gapping up. It sort of closed pretty close to where it opened, but it kept the gap. So it is up. I think this is all-time highs. It looks all-time high-ish, at least going back here the last couple of years. Uh, Hard to tell. Something weird happened in 2021. I guess they might have IPO'd higher. But anyways, yeah, I didn't really watch it yesterday, Carlos, so I don't know how it traded, to be honest. But just looking at it here now, I mean, it actually looks pretty smooth, its price action. It doesn't look tradable to me, at least within my strategies. So with so much other fun stuff,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, not gonna make the cut here. All right, let's keep on moving, friends. And next one on deck is gonna be all right. We got some quantum stuff. We spoke a lot about this, so obviously, in the last few days. IonQ is leading the way here this morning. They are up. What do we have here? 3.6. So 3.6 this morning. 915 million shares traded. Hard to borrow on IonQ. I don't recall ever seeing them hard to borrow with Interactive Brokers. So very interesting there on IonQ. And then what else do we have? We have Rigetti as well on deck this morning. So RGTI is also on deck, up slightly here, not much volume. And just, I don't see the rest of them, but you can also look at those other ones like QUBT, which we do like to trade quite a bit, and QBTS. Oh, look, I got those right today, Peter. That seem to be a lot more
Love it.
active on our list. Yeah, so I don't see anything explosive right now, Peter, on these. They look pretty tamed.
Yeah, it is weird that it is hard to borrow an IonQ. It looks like they might have gone down just enough yesterday to trigger the automated hard to borrow thing, but that I mean they more or less went down all day. I don't see any news though as to why they were dropping, so I'm not sure what's going on, but they yeah, I don't know. Look, this sector can be worth watching on certain days. Yesterday, it was definitely a down day for most of the offerings in the sector, right? QBTS, QUBT, IonQ, they were all down yesterday. I don't know. Sure, again, it can be tradable on any given day. Um, I haven't really paid attention. There's been too many other interesting things, as
Yeah,
I keep saying.
100%, 100%. Speaking of interesting things, take a look at this one, CRCL. Never a dull moment on this thing. Up 3.8 this morning, 2.4 million shares traded. It is on SSR. It does have shares for sure. And again, it's just been such an explosive stock, Peter. We got it here today. It looks like it always looks. Very active and possibly, some opportunities today.
CRCL, since it's IPO'd, has just been a monster. Whether it's going up or going down, yesterday was a short trade, and when Paris gets in the action, that it's trending, and it's got to be good. So it's been great. A great trading stock, provides good opportunity, great volume. Ever since again this IPO, I've got to give it credit. It's been a one worth watching. So I definitely think you got to keep an eye on it. And I don't know if it's just the stock or is it the sector. I'm using air quotes around sector because they say this. This is the sector of the stable coin. We sort of had some talk about what the stable coin sort of means, but there's not many it's not that big of a tradable sector, right? Like, there's not many stocks that can put themselves in a stable coin. In fact, the only two I can really think of is CoreWeave that we know about, and then Circle, this one, CRCL. So, anyways, the CRCL has been moving awesome since its IPO, and we know the CoreWeave has also been on a tear for the last 2 months or so. So, I guess as much as the sector is small from an equity trading perspective, it's in play.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll have it on my secondary list again. I love watching it. Not even like I love watching it, but it is a hard ticket to trade. It's not the easiest stock to take a position on. So I will put that on CRCL on my
What
secondary here.
is the
Hmm.
did you watch it, Carl? Like, what does the spread look like? Like, spread's pretty high right now, but when during the market day, is it as bad as this? Like 50
You know
cents?
what?
30?
I have not really looked at it that close to even take a position on it. So I only really look at it when I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna possibly get into this. Let me check. I haven't noticed. I guess me and you will look at it today and see what it looks like. How
Camelot
about you
says it's
guys?
about
Anybody out
30
there?
cents.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. That's not bad. You
So,
sure? 30 cents
well,
seems really good for this stock.
I mean, look, on a $200 stock, I mean that's a little higher than I would like because you could get a $200 stock in Apple, and well, it's not quite $200, but well, I guess it is. It is today, anyways.
Yeah.
And you get a 2 to 5 cent spread, so 30 cents is yeah. People are
Well,
saying
yeah,
30.
it's definitely bad, but I'm saying for the way this volatility
Mm,
and the way this one trades, like you can't well, obviously, Peter, I'm not saying you are doing that, but you can't compare this to Apple, right? Apple is
fair
very a
enough.
lot of volume, very tight, but
Yeah.
for the volatility you're getting, forget about the price for a
Right.
little bit. The volatility, 30 cents is really good. When you're
All
getting
right.
a candle from 153 over to 200, yeah, 30 cents is awesome. I thought it would be more than that. So that's actually great. This morning alone, guys, I mean, low of the pre-market, 194. You're already at 208 on the pre-market. So, that is 30 cents is awesome, But I agree. On a regular stock like AMD, Nvidia, even Tesla, 30 cents is outrageous. You can't have that. So, 100%.
Outrageous.
Yeah, outrageous. How dare
Yeah.
they do something like that? Speaking of your good friend here, AMD is on deck this morning. So let's take a look here. AMD is next, and these guys has just been crushing. I mean, Nvidia finally got on the ball here. We'll talk about them in just a second. But AMD, man, they're trading well. They're finding a way to get going. They're giving some good continuation over the last 2 3 days that we looked at them very closely. They've just been awesome, man. And I know we got some earnings that might affect some of this as well. Maybe some sentiment, Peter. We can go straight to that as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, AMD, I think it's honestly just been sort of dragged along by the industry. There was some interesting, news on their products a couple of days ago, but normally that doesn't carry AMD for so many days. Look, yesterday to me it was all about Nvidia, as Nvidia was looking to break that all-time high and did quite solidly, and is sitting now at a new all-time high. So Nvidia is soaring, and it's going to absolutely pull the industry with it. I know that in the chat room, people were looking at different things like Micron, and they were looking at, and we'll talk about Micron in a minute here, and SMCI and some others, because there was stuff that was jumping yesterday, but it felt to me just like there was a little bit of trading opportunity and some bullish sentiment in the semiconductor sector overall.
Yeah, I like this one, guys. I'm gonna have it on my list as well, and we can talk about Nvidia now. I don't see Nvidia on the list, but that one's looking pretty good too. So I'm gonna have that one as well. Let's take a look here. So we have AMD, and then we'll be adding as well Nvidia this morning. Oh, there we go. All right, and going back to our trading terminal gappers list, friends. We talked about RTI, we talked about INQ already. Marvel, I think it is Marvel, and let's talk about NVTX here. So, MRVL. Typically, this stock again, I don't normally watch it today. They're up here. They're up 3.5, 665,000 shares traded this morning. Again, I'm not a big fan. I think the way their trading action is, I don't like it as much. I prefer to watch something else, Peter. But they've been climbing pretty good here on the daily and looking to go higher. Seems like up 3.5 right now.
Again, sector is booming, and it seems like everything in this area is moving higher. They got an upgrade yesterday. They got price increases from Bank of America in terms of their expectations. So yeah, there's some good news. Still not one of the ones that I would target. Marvell is one of those that keeps coming up all the time. To me, unfortunately, Marvell and like Micron, they just don't trade a way I like. So, but if you do, then it's all yours. Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, that covers everything that's gapping up today. I mean, not a whole, yes, a couple that look okay, so we're going to keep those on deck. Peter, what else do you like this morning that's gapping up? I know we have some earnings as well. What else is happening on your end?
Yeah, so Micron is got to be the first one on the list. MU, they had earnings after the close yesterday, and they always seem to get like shortchanged on earnings. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they just never seem to get a fair shake. It feels like so. Skyrocketed right at the earnings release because they crushed their numbers, absolutely demolished them. They're expected to deliver about 8.8 billion in revenue. They delivered like 9.3. They were supposed to deliver a buck 60 on earnings, and they delivered a dollar 91. So that's significantly over their numbers, and so they should be rewarded for that. Now that being said, their guidance, they actually provided guidance. Remember, there are a lot of companies weren't in the last quarter because of the uncertainty with tariffs in the economy. Micron said, "Yeah, we can do that," and they were at sort of the mid to high end of the analyst expectations. So they actually increased their guidance over what they had previously said, and it put them towards the high end of analysts, expectations. But still, it's not enough because they didn't come up way over the forecast that the analysts were putting forward. I guess they're not going up as much. They're only up about 1.5%. What is it right now? Let's see. What are they at?
Yeah, one one
No,
percent exactly.
they're only 1%. Like, I don't know. That feels a little unfair to Micron. But so maybe this thing will, move better when the open comes. Their earnings were good. That's another support for the sector, like we said, that was moving yesterday. Even if you look Micron's price yesterday, like they weren't moving at all when the rest of the sector was going. So, this is why I don't trade it, because again, as a stock, it just doesn't move with as much, I don't know, with energy or something as do some of the others. So
Yeah.
and Thor is like, he put a lot of reallys in there. He really, 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 really hates Micron. And some people love it, and that's fine. But I said, I just every time I look at it, I'm like, why am I wasting my time on this? And I go right back to AMD and Nvidia every single time. So, anyways, but they had earnings. So.
Yeah, there it is. MU, again, it's not easy trader. I am going to add it on my secondary list, though. I do want to see what takes place here, just to see what can come out of that. Peter, anything else before we head over to our gap down list?
No. Gap up. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments in our chat room. It was making me laugh because Thor's like, he said how much he hated it, Micron. He's like, oh, I shouldn't do that. Shouldn't use the word hate. But it made me think last night. So last night, I'm the chair of a number of boards, and I was at a board meeting last night, and it was one of those where, how you like, you have to do a lot of motions when you're in a board, right? You got to move, and then you got to see, are there any absenters? Does anybody has any comments or concerns with the motion that's provided? Anyways, I was doing all that last night, and when I wasn't thinking about what I was saying because I was thinking forward to the next thing, Carlos. At one point, I said,
Ah,
I was just like, all right, so here's the motion. Does anybody have a problem with it?
that's
And
great.
it's like half the room, they literally leaned back in their seats and they went, "Whoa, that's aggressive." And I'm like, "Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I just meant, do you have any concerns? Do you have any comments?" And
It's the same thing.
it's just,
It's the same
it was
thing in
one of
different
those.
words.
Yeah,
you know?
it was I thought it was funny because I'm like, I didn't mean it aggressively, but I guess it's just the way it came out. I was just trying to move things along, and then everyone's like, "Whoa, Peter, come on, man, calm down. No need to be so aggressive." Anyways,
Oh man, that's great.
all right,
That's great.
so you got to be careful about your language. So, in any event, what were we talking about? Right, things that are gapping up. Um, Walgreens Boots, WBA. So if you remember, they were last in the news because they basically had an offer to be taken private. That being said, they still have their quarterly earnings coming out, and where their earnings were actually pretty bad before, suddenly they're good. They actually beat their numbers, top and bottom line. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much because they're going private. They're going to be taken off the stock market and not traded. In fact, I mean, look pre-market. They have only 1,000 shares, and largely people have abandoned it because what's it going to do? The price isn't going very far. We know what the purchase price is. It feels like the acquirer is got a heck of a deal because I don't know. Maybe management was holding back or something. Why are they now making money after they've got this purchase agreement? I really don't know. But anyways, whatever it is, Walgreens had earnings, and again, it's a good deal. If you remember, I think if they did an estimation of the purchase price of the company, if I recall, it was something like they were paying like $1 million a store or something like that, which is
Yeah.
pretty good deal if you consider where some of their locations are. I mean, I got to believe that some of their locations are worth significantly more than that. But in any event, I don't know what real estate they own versus lease, but they've got a lot of like well placed. Carlos, every time I've been to like Vegas or New York City alone or others, they seem to be like right there on the corner, prime real
Yeah.
estate all the
Oh
time.
yeah. All the time. That's
So,
that's for sure.
but maybe
Um,
it's all leased and it's just costing them money. I have no idea.
yeah, I'm not sure how that's working out. Uh, all right, friends, let's get to it. Let's see what we got here going on. The next one is going to be our gap down list. So let's see what's happening here. We'll start with KTOS. So KTOS this morning we are down 6.9, 729,000 shares traded at the moment. Again, doesn't look all that active. Very light volume on the daily for the most part. Like if you look at this, they're under 5 million, 5.5 at least for the last couple of weeks. So not too interested in that one, Peter. I'm gonna probably keep this one off my list. Kratos Defense.
Kratos. I mean, as soon as I see that name, I think of the video game God of War. Don't you guys? I mean, don't you think of this guy? So anyways, but they have a secondary offering. They're looking to try and raise some money. They are going to be raising another almost $500 million. 483 million is the targeted amount. Issuing almost 13 million shares at $38.50 a share. So
All right.
you go Kratos.
Yeah.
Kratos.
There you go. Not the yeah, not the greatest news. At least let's get back over here, friends. On our gappers list, JFBR is next, and we've seen this one before. Came up in our gappers list. This morning we are again just doing some madness here. We're down 6.6. Was up, I think. Yeah, we're up at 9. Back to the previous day close, and now under 615. What news can possibly be driving this all over the place? Jeff's brands.
Just brands. Yeah, I don't know what are their brands though. I don't. Anyways, they're listed in the retail space. I don't actually. They're a data-driven e-commerce company operating on the Amazon marketplace. Okay, so I guess they're one of the companies behind all that stuff that you can buy on Amazon. There's a lot of stuff you can buy that isn't necessarily good stuff. But
Yeah.
anyways, it looks like they've spent $100 million securing some licensing rights, and I'm assuming that investors don't think that that's a good investment. So, in fact, it's not even licensing rights; it's just the to support the exploration of strategic opportunities. So they've raised money to be able to go do other things. So,
Yep. Yep.
anyways, so what I got to find out what are their brands. Fort Products, Rodent Control and Prevention Products, Insect Control and Prevention Products, Spike and Netting Products to prevent birds. Wow. Okay. So there, and something called RemPro, which is damp and remedial prevention of building and construction issues. All right.
For
Not as
some
exciting as
reason,
I thought.
I was thinking clothing for some reason. I was thinking
Yeah,
like
that's what I thought it
clothing
would be.
brand.
See,
But
that's what I thought. But
yeah,
no,
Jeff is
apparently, if
into
you
other
want to get rid
stuff.
of rodents, bugs, birds, or dampness, Jeff Brands is the place to go.
There you go.
Thanks,
All right,
Jeff.
last on the last on the list is going to be Unity Software. So Unity Software here, 4.4 down this morning, 614,000 shares traded, and we've seen this plenty of times. I don't like the way it trades really, unless they have major news, which looks like today they might have something here, given the drop we're getting. But for the most part, they're not a great intraday trading ticker. I mean, there's way better things to look at this morning. I'm going to be skipping on this one, Peter. So, Peter, give us your thoughts and then go right into anything else you have for today.
I agree that we could skip it. They got a downgrade from Bank of America. That's not usually good news. But I've tried to watch this in the past. It's not great trading. So, putting that one aside, I noticed the entire crypto sector seems to be down today. So, crypto and crypto-related companies are gapping down. Coin, Mara, MSTR, Riot, all down this morning when a lot of stuff is up. Crypto prices aren't really down. I mean, they're at 107,000, which is exactly where they were yesterday when we were talking about it. So, they're just holding here nicely. I haven't really watched the sector. Like I keep saying, there's been too many fun things to watch. So, what's fun and gapping down? How about Tesla? Tesla's down this morning, and I was kicking myself all morning because I had a short play on Tesla in my head. It just didn't give a pullback right at the open, but what a move off the open. I know a few people caught this. This was like a $20 move from the opening bell through the first like half hour of the morning. The rest of the day, it didn't, it didn't do all that much, but just that open move, like, when you missed that move, like you
Yeah.
were right there. All I had to do was take the damn trade. Anyways, but it didn't give me the entry signal I wanted, so it's frustrating, but that's the way trading goes sometimes. But yeah, interesting move off the open. I mean, and Tesla still is in this price range that it had consolidated in for a couple of weeks. So I mean, don't Tesla's not in trouble. So it's just an interesting trade. This thing could go back up to 345 or down to 300 for all I know today. Or it could do nothing and stay right where it is. But
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'll let you know. So,
Yeah, 100%. Tesla, Peter, I actually took a reversal on this.
did you? Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
later
that's
in the
right.
day. I
I
did. Yeah,
remember you saying
after we
you
hopped
really
off,
went
I
through
got
all
a,
that.
I got a nice reversal here and got into it's a good move, good $3 move. So it took
There you
three shots to get something going here. It was definitely not the easiest thing, but yeah, I got a screenshot of that somewhere. All right, friends, that covers our gappers list, covers our earnings that we're at least looking at and paying attention to. And Peter, anything else that you like this morning before we head over to our chats?
I think we've covered the stuff I like. So let me think about this. Go through the list. How about PLTR? We haven't talked about PLTR.
Yes, yes,
Carlos, it's one of those that I really need to remind you. You need to watch this every day.
very
It's
closely.
like your
It's gonna
your
be front and
go-to
center for
trade.
me.
And every time you sort of turn your eye from it, it does something sexy. So, you know, you gotta keep your eyes right on it.
Yeah. This is what I did. I put a POTR right in front of everybody, right in front of AMD, NVIDIA, and Tesla. They'll be front and center today. We will see what it does.
Good.
Absolutely. All right, friends. Let's go over to you guys in chat. Oh, I'm not in the chat. Oh, I'm not on YouTube. I'm not in the chat. Man, I am not on it today. Let's go to YouTube. I'm going to bring you guys up in a second here. And I'll bring up the chat as well. And we'll get rocking and rolling. All right, I got the chat up. So let's see what you guys like this morning. Unity, gap up, down on the flow is decent. Yeah, Steve, I just don't like the way the price action is on Unity. So I usually just keep it off my list. Unity software, that is ticker U. But yeah, watch it today. Could be fun and call out something. We see something great there. CYN is popping hard. Let's see what they're doing here. Popping hard. This definitely is popping very aggressive. Up only 190% here. 32 million shares traded. Opened up at was this previous day close was $5. Right now we're at almost 15. It's the high of
How,
the pre-market. Wow,
how do you say this
that's
company name? It's, I don't know how to say it.
zing
There's not enough
zing
vowels.
zing like I don't know. It's a kind
Sing,
of weird sound.
singing,
Zinger. Yeah.
singing.
I would
Anyways,
love. I would love to. If anybody works for this company or knows it, please let us. Please
look,
correct us. Please correct us.
look. There's the news article that I've got on it. However you say it, explains why it's up because they've got all the words. They got robotics, automation, AI, and
Bing,
collaboration with NVIDIA.
bing, thing. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Checking
that's
all the
yeah.
boxes. So in one article. So their
Woo.
next generation AI enabled robotics and automation technology is being launched in collaboration with NVIDIA. So that's what the headline says. Welcome to your 190% rise in price. So there you go.
Awesome.
That's why it's moving.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of buzzwords, man. Talk about driving the computer algos
Wow,
crazy.
32 million shares. This
Yeah,
thing
this
is
is I'm
that's
gonna you have to put it on the
okay.
list. Gonna be on the secondary list. This is wild. We gotta watch this. Not sure if we're going to
Yeah.
trade it. What's the flow, Peter? I don't have the flow handy. What's the flow on this
Uh,
one?
yeah, I can tell you. Just give me 1 second. Oh,
Yep.
not that high. 1.7 million.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, careful with that one.
yeah.
Um, all right, yeah, wild. All right, what else, friends? Let's take a look here. Just checking our members chat. What else do we have? Yep, low flow. Be careful with that one. Nvidia, yes. Let's talk about Nvidia. So, Nvidia is, yeah, it's on its way, right? What's the number, Peter? The all-time high? Was it?
Well, the all-time high that it beat was 153.13. That had been the previous all-time high. Obviously, now we're well above that. So,
Yeah, we're definitely there, just
oh,
crushing it.
which also means, let me check. I've got to check in
Yep.
real time here, but I think Nvidia has now, it took hold yesterday of the title as the largest, yeah, and it still is. It is now officially the largest publicly traded company in the world with a market cap of $3.76 trillion dollars, which just over Microsoft's 3.66, we'll call it 3.66 trillion. So they have the lead now.
That
Good
is
for them.
wild. Yeah, good for them.
Off the
That is
tip.
wild. Leather jackets, man. Leather jackets work, and you can see
Leather
here
jackets for
leather
everybody.
jackets for everybody. From Temu or whatever you call it. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, so Nvidia on the list, of course. I mean, this is just wild, so good. Definitely gonna put that in play today. Checking over what else our members have here. CRCL making a move. Yep, that's on deck too. And I think we're pretty good. Yeah, how about over on YouTube, guys? Good morning. I haven't said good morning to you guys yet on text. Good morning and happy Thursday. So what do you guys like this morning? Tesla, okay, we have that one. Nvidia is good. What else? What else? I don't see anything else. If not, we'll move on to announcement. Meta. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta's being put here. Let's see what we got here. Pretty flat. I mean, typical sell-off with like everything did yesterday for somewhat. So I don't see anything great right now. And again, Meta, you can't put a lot of weight into the pre-market anyways because other volume seems to come at their market open. Like pre-market, you're not gonna see an AMD, Tesla, Nvidia type pre-market. But at the market open, look how beautiful this thing sold off. It took a bit, right? It gave you a hard time here, like the first hour or so. Then it was a beautiful trend downwards on Meta. So got to put it on deck if you like it, and then check to see how it looks a little bit later. Let's take a look at HIMS. It's another one. Yeah, HIMS was a beautiful short as well. Their daily looks really interesting here too. Like look at the way we're just right back at this previous day close. So they had a little pop there. We were thinking, hell, maybe an overreaction. Maybe things got, them not responding was a good idea. But now they sold off pretty bad, and they're right back at this level of support that they've been trying to hold. So could be interesting. I think as it moves forward, the volume is going to continue to die down, and it's not going to trade as clean or as volatile as it has been over the last couple of days. But is it worth a secondary? Yeah, I think it's worth taking a look at it. Just to see if there's anything exciting going on there. SMCI, we'll do two more and then we'll hop off to our website. SMCI, big day yesterday. Right now, I don't see anything much happening. Peter, I know people like this ticker. I don't think I have traded it as much as I would like, but what's your thoughts on it, man? Do you like this one? Are you watching it today?
I tried to watch it for a period of time a little while back when everybody was all abuzz about it back. I think it was in February. But short answer, no, I don't like it. I'm not sure why. I just don't like the way it trades generally.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. All right, let's see one more. A CRCL. We do have Amazon. I don't think Amazon is doing much, right? It's pretty quiet. So it's very similar to Meta. Not doing a whole lot of activity in this pre-market right now. We'll have to wait for the market open to see what takes place with this one as well. So again, not much happening there. Um, yeah, I think we'll call it here. Sabright, I'll take a few from you. I'm gonna take the first one here, AAOI, which is typically not a great trader. We've seen this ticker before. Yeah, it's very messy right now, man. Really low volume, 219,000. And look at this drop right back to the previous day close. So just be careful. Intraday trading, I'm not sure how it is on this one. If it's going to be great today. I see the daily. I know. I see what you're looking at, right? Beautiful pop. 17, 23, 27. I mean, it's moving. But how is that moving? Let's see here. Yesterday was good. Yesterday was a good move. Light volume, though, under 10 million. So, it's just be careful. Typically not something I would like to watch. Yesterday was a great day, though. Like, if we get another day like this, up or down, that's awesome. That's beautiful there. The one thing I don't like, though, for me personally, is how low the volume is. That typically tends to be difficult to read the price action, right? When you have volume like that, it's very hard to read the price action, so you got to be a little bit careful on that one. So for that reason, I won't have it on my list, but if you like it, you can put it on yours. All right, we'll stop here. Peter, let's head over to our community events and announcement. You can head over to bearbulltraders.com, and you can always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. All that schedule is on there. But today we're going to focus on Thursday. Here we go.
It is Thursday.
I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure where you
Thursday.
were going with that. Focus on, the day of the week. Yes, it is Thursday. So, yes, so Thursday means we have a couple things going on. You have to, for this week, ignore anywhere that it says Avi. He's on vacation. He's not going to be doing that stuff. So, which means that we get to focus on Jared and options trading at noon today. We also have Lenny, who's going to talk about his trend trading mentorship session that's going to be happening at 1. And then our big mentorship event that always happens in the evening, the very popular, the Thursday Mentorship Challenge. He brings the thunder and the lightning. He will share the knowledge. So it's always a great session. Hopefully you'll join Thor at 8 p.m. in the webinar room. All of these are for our elite members, and they're all great sessions. So whether you join Jared at noon, Lenny at 1, or Thor at 8 p.m., hopefully you will join. So do that if you've got a membership. If you don't have your elite membership yet, then go to bearbulltraders.com and you can get the information about how to get a membership. In fact, you're going to be happy that we've got already starting our next deal. In fact, last night I turned on, my wife asked me to change the lights to red and white for Canada Day, which happens July the 1st. But we'll be celebrating July the 4th with a deal off of our Elite Annual. So you can get that Elite Annual for about half price. It's a great deal. Hopefully you'll take advantage of that. So get that Elite Annual deal while supplies last. Well, we have an unlimited supply, but it's for a limited time. So hopefully you'll consider joining us and take advantage of that great deal. Something I haven't mentioned for a couple of days, by the way, what you could also do is you could take advantage of our funded account. That funded account is an opportunity for you to trade and get some of Andrew's money. If you can trade successfully using that funded account, he's willing to invest in your growth and learning. And he's paid numerous tens of thousands of dollars of checks to individuals who have successfully completed the funding account challenge. And, you literally get to keep whatever profit you actually earn in the account. It is a simulated account. You're not trading real money. But if you are successful in growing the account that you're given, Andrew will pay you the amount that you grew that account by. So it's a great deal. It could literally pay for itself and more. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Bearbulltraders.com/funded account is where you can find the details. You do have to be a member to be able to take advantage of that, but it's a way we want to help our members sort of grow. Basically, the cost of this is just the cost of the simulator that you're paying for. All the rest is, again, Andrew's dollars that he's putting behind this opportunity. So check it out. You can get the information. If you've got questions, let us know. We're happy to answer them, and we'll make sure that you're comfortable with that. But yeah, it's sort of a great opportunity. The last thing that I'll mention here on this wonderful Thursday is that we do have our boot camp in full swing at Peak Capital. That's an intensive 3-month learning program. And if you're interested in that boot camp, we do have another one that'll be starting in September. So your next opportunity and last opportunity of 2025. I can't believe I'm already talking about the last thing to do we're going to do in 2025. But anyways, we are more than halfway through this year now. So, or pretty close. So you've only got one more chance this year, anyways, to join that camp. If you want information, again, peakcapitaltrading.com is the place to go, or email us. We're happy to answer any questions. But it's a great intensive program. I know a lot of people have already signed up, but there are still some spots available. So check that out if you're not familiar with what it is and it intrigues you. Then go get more detail. All right, let's set some levels, Carlos. I'll let everybody know what our moderators are watching, and then we'll get trading live.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, let's get to it. Let's set some levels here. We're going to go to what's the first one I have on deck here? PLTR. All right, PLTR. Let's take a look here. PLTR. There we go. So PLTR. Let's take a look on the day this morning. And where's my banner? Where did my banner go? Hold on a second. Gotta bring this here. I think it's this one. There it is. All right, perfect. POTR to start there. Let's take a look at some levels. This one has been very active, does trade very well when it is heavily in play. This morning we are looking at a high of the pre-market, not that bad, of 145 on the dot, so we'll mark that there. Then towards the bottom we do have the low of the pre-market, just slightly above the previous day close, 143.31. And then once you look at the bigger picture, guys, you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. I don't think you really need to add anything on here. Just leave this just the way it is, and you're all set here on POTR. Next is going to be AMD. AMD, man, yes, AMD. It's just crushing it here, up 2%. High of the pre-market is going to be 147.99, so we'll slam a level there. Then towards the bottom we're going to look at, let's see here, the low of the pre-market, 144.58. So once you do that, you are pretty set on AMD. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You got the previous day closed down there as well. Let's see to the left here, we've been higher, of course. AMD has been pretty high here. Next level on the daily that I see is 150.82. So 150.82, and then we got a big level here. This one is that 155. Again, that'll be a stretch, but that's a very big level here on the daily. You can see how many touches we have here off the daily. So 155.19. But again, that's going to take a lot of power to get up there. So I'm not sure if AMD, given how much has moved in over the last couple of days, will do that in the near future. So we'll see. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA is next. NVIDIA also doing very well here. Again, breaking their all-time highs and just absolutely crushing the competition here in a very strong way. 157 high of the pre-market. The low of the pre-market is sitting at 154.49. So right over here, and then look at the big move yesterday. You got no levels up here, friends. This is all-time high, so there's nothing else to look at above this here. This is all you have, but the highs and lows are doing a pretty good job. Let's see what NVIDIA does today, if it can continue here, or are we going to head back down below that 155 level there. So we'll see where it goes, but NVIDIA, again, hot as always, and what an incredible day yesterday. Last but not least, we'll take a look at Tesla, and if we check what's going on here, Tesla taking a bit of a dive this morning. What a short yesterday. Did finally give us a rebound there towards the 10:30 time frame, but man, it's been all hands down on this one. Just weakness all over. 322.61 is the low of the pre-market. You can see here there's some kind of level, daily level happening right here. This is where we bounced from yesterday as well. Got some support there. You can see it's a lot of touches on the daily. Below that, in case we do drop lower, I see 317.14, and I also see this area around 313.07. So towards the bottom, we're set up pretty good. Towards the top, we were green this morning. Did not hold that for too long here. 329.92 is the high of the pre-market, 97 to be exact. And then above that, there's a slight level here, 335.15. We're going to put one there as well. With that, friends, I think we are all set. That's my list. POTR, AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla. Peter's going to run you through the stuff that our team is watching, and then we'll hand it off to Andrew and Brian for live trading.
All right. Well, Gary was first in, but he said he's actually not trading today, but he's going to keep an eye on Amazon for some opportunities tomorrow, Friday. Lenny's going to be watching AMD, Micron, NVIDIA, Tesla, Marvell, and QBTS. So we got a lot of semis I'm noticing on a lot of these lists here. Eamon, well, he's sticking with the semi theme and he's going to be watching AMD for a potential long. Brendan's going to be watching Nvidia, AMD, Micron, Tesla, and CRCL. I also have those three semiconductors with Tesla, AMD, and Micron on my list. Sorry, with Nvidia, I mean AMD and Micron. I'm also watching Tesla, PLTR, CRCL, and since we talked about it, this CYN, which I got to give some credit to Vinny, by the way. Apparently, he says it's pronounced Syngin, the company. So if you want to know how to pronounce CYNGN, apparently it's Syngin. So there you go. Anyways, I got a couple IPOs to let you know about if and when they open. Mike's going to be watching only semis with NVIDIA, AMD, and Micron. Brian's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Syngin, and the market indexes. And then Phil's going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, PLTR, SMCI, and Meta. Andrew doesn't yet have his list in, but I know he's out there. I saw him commenting earlier, so he'll be getting that going any minute now. Jared just came in with his list. He's watching CRCL, of course, Tesla, Micron, AMD, and our good friend Syngin. Well, we'll see if it's our good friend. I don't know. I don't know if it's friendly yet. It looks fun pre-market. It's now up 212% and spiked higher over 16 bucks. So, I mean, it's on the move. These things can change personality a lot once the market opens. So we'll see. If it continues after 9:30, there might be some fun trading opportunity on it. We'll find out. Okay. Whatever you're watching, guys, trade smart. Again, there's been great trading opportunities. Like I've been very enthusiastic about this market, but they have not all been right at the open. Right? Like I don't usually trade the open, and this week, last week and a half, actually, I haven't traded all that much at the open because the opportunities are later. So I've realized, and as I always do, a little bit of patience, and then my personal trade setups set up later. So whatever you're doing, guys, just stick to your rules and your strategy, and hopefully you too can have a fantastic day. So with that, we're gonna get our live traders for the chat room spooled
Yep.
up and ready to go. Brian's gonna turn on the red light and get ready to rock and roll over there. Andrew's going to open the blinds and stare at the beautiful bay behind him. Carlos and I, we don't have views or red
You
lights.
you said the
So,
beautiful babe behind him. Andrew has a
not
babe.
the bay,
Oh, the bay.
BAY, not the
My
babes.
apologies.
I mean,
I
I
thought you said
maybe
babe,
there's
the
a
beautiful babe. It sounded
well,
like babe to me.
well,
To Steve.
look, I don't
Steve is
know.
with me.
There
So
could very well be a
maybe
beautiful babe behind Andrew.
they could be
That
both.
that
Both could be
happens.
true at once. Both
Both,
could be true at
that's
once.
true.
In a lot of arguments, both could be true at once. All right, we'll let Andrew do his
That's
thing, friends.
absolutely true.
Hit that thumbs up. Yes, we forgot the membership yesterday. We're so busy trading. Maybe we'll do it today. We'll see if Andrew 10:30 he'll come on and we'll do something. But hit that thumbs up though. We got a lot of comments and we need those thumbs up. All right,
I
friends.
mean,
We're
maybe I was calling Andrew a beautiful babe. That's
could be,
anyway.
could be. All right.
All right.
Let's take a look here. I'm going to switch everything up. Okay, where is my stuff here?
All right, let's go.
All right.
I only have the morning to trade because I have to go to a graduation ceremony this afternoon.
Yeah,
So
that's graduation season. That's for sure.
it is. All right, I got to switch over my platform to my live trading setup. Here we go. Oh, wait. And I picked the wrong one. Oh, look at that. Brian's got the red light. Bing, bing. All right, what are you guys watching on YouTube? Does BPT stand for something else now? You could make all sorts of acronyms out of put all sorts of words to BBT if you really wanted to, but we don't need to. It'll stand
And
for whatever you like.
Thor has his acronym for BBT, which says beer beard bros trading or something like that.
Well, we'll call it Big Beautiful Trades. How
Oh,
about
you
that?
could do that too. So many things you could do with that. All right, friends. I'm just setting up here and getting everything ready.
Oh, why does it do that every time I touch it? Dang it. Hate that. I think you're on mute, Carlos. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
I wish I could automate some of this stuff. It's a lot of menu switching, but it's okay. All right, friends, what are you guys doing today?
Yeah, mad props. Thank you. I need that reminder. Take the
Uh,
damn trade.
Rhinos. I didn't even think about that. Big booty traders. A bunch of guys with big booties.
Well,
That's funny.
what are
I
you
like that.
what are you doing looking at my booty?
Yeah, exactly. Look at this big, beautiful trade. Oh
All
man.
right. What am I? I gotta put CYN over
Sean.
there.
Sean is asking, when can we expect the first episode of Whiskey, Guns, and Wall Street? You know, we're seriously considering of doing it, and then me and Peter's like,
Whiskey.
you know what? I don't know. I don't know. So, would you guys watch it? We'll have to do it on a different channel. We couldn't do it on
Oh
BBC. We
yeah.
want to muddy the waters, right? Um, we have to do like a different channel. We can't do it on this stream. So, I will watch. I will subscribe. Yes, 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 absolutely. You know
Whiskey,
what?
whiskey weapons, eh? Whiskey weapons in Wall Street. That's I still
Yeah,
think it would be a good
I
show. I
think
mean,
it'll be
I
fun.
might be it would be the whole point would be controversial. I mean, heck,
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's made hundreds of millions of dollars being controversial. So
I think it could be controversial and respectful at the same time, and I think it'll do well. I think we can do that. Let's see, man. Maybe we. You know what? We should do the first one. Now you guys are getting me excited. You guys are saying, "Yeah, watch you
you,
subscribe." I told Peter, let's not do it.
you're hot and cold on this thing,
I
Carlos.
know. I think we
Can't
just got
keep
to
up.
do it and see how it goes. I think we just got to do it and see how it goes. Peter, I think you're right. I think we should do one. We should do one. Let's plan for one. Let's see. The three W's.
All right.
Yes, indeed. All right. All right, friends. Let's see. Man, Tesla's already so active, friends. Look at the drop here. Look at the recovery. I mean, it's looking pretty nice here. BBAI, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. Okay. Good stuff. Let me adjust my list here. PLTR. Peter, what's your
Okay.
list?
My list.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching Micron and AMD and Nvidia, Tesla, CYN just for the fun of it,
Mm-hmm.
CRCL because all the kids are watching it.
All the kids.
Oh,
That's good. Um, we should.
why is this? Oh, I know why.
Oh, Sam. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. I mean, starting a channel doesn't take long. It's 2 seconds, and it's not really a lot of work like it used to be. It's so easy now. It's unbelievable. So maybe we'll do that. Um. All right. My secondary list. I got CRCL,
My
and I
one
have
minute,
MU.
my one
Oh,
minute warning's gone off. We got 35
Yep.
seconds till the
Yep.
open.
CYN and HIMS.
Where the
All
heck
right,
is my?
excellent, excellent. Wow, CYN. Look at that, man. Well, how you say it? I already forgot. You told me and I already forgot.
Sinjin.
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 They could have put an I in between the G and the N. Come on,
Yeah,
making
they
it
could have.
difficult. They could have done that.
It's all too easy though. You
Yeah,
know.
I guess. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm going off of Vinny's say so. I assume he's right. But
Yep.
all right, here we go, guys. 2, 1, blast off.
Ding,
Let's
ding,
see
ding,
what we
ding.
get here.
I think I have a belt. Do I have a belt? I gotta get a
Well,
belt
I have a
ticker here.
bell. It's just I should put it on my speaker. It's just going into my head.
Let's see. I think I have one here. Oh, I
There you
do.
go.
Well, I could
Yeah.
probably use that. I gotta fix it so it doesn't cut us the feet off. All right. All right, friends, we got a 1 minute, we got a 5 minute as usual. I'm gonna wow, look at CYN. I thought my computer froze, but no, it halted, so it's not me. It's them. Got halted right there from 1650. Yeah, for a minute I'm like, oh, it's not working. Nothing's moving, but I know this is the halts there. AMD dropping. Nvidia also taking a little
Whoa,
dive here.
whoa,
What you like? What you
whoa! I
like?
went short. I went short Tesla.
Huh?
See if I get stopped. Oh, and it stopped me out already.
Is
Okay, let's see
Tesla
if I can go
halted?
short again. No,
No. Okay, it's
I
gotta be my
just
machine's acting funky. I'm gonna restart. Something's not is acting weird. So 1 second, guys. I'm closing my setup here, and I'm gonna reopen it. Peter, when you get a chance, share your screen so if you take any trades, we could look at them. No rush.
Oh yeah.
No rush. Yep. So I did all these changes yesterday to set you up on Zoom, and I forgot to hit one critical button, and that's why we had a lot of this mayhem this morning. Forgot to hit save. So when I opened up the platform today, you was all over the place as far as the setup here.
Wow. Man. Wow, it's a good thing I got stopped out. All right, share screen.
PLTR. All right, friends, as you know, I don't take any trades for the 3 minutes, so I'm waiting 3 minutes to see where the action is. Let me look. I wish I don't have. I need another monitor. I'm missing a monitor. I got way too many things open.
Oh, NVIDIA. I picked the wrong horse.
Where's Andrew? Yeah, Luke, I have to take the time. I know there is, and I'm pretty tech savvy. It's just the time, right? Stuff like that takes time, so I gotta take the time to automate all of that, and I will make things much easier for me. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. All right, coming up on the 3 minute mark shortly here. I'm trying to see what looks good for a possible 5 minute RB. Look at Tesla push up here. Man, Tesla is just becoming. This is a $5 move. I mean, what are we doing? This is, Peter. This is becoming wild, like extra wild on Tesla.
I feel lucky that I got out of that short when I did, because I tried to short it off the open, but it's going to continue that rise. So
the Milmex, he says over on YouTube, he is stuck in the CYN halt. Long, I'm sure. I hope long. Well, usually the first halt is good, Peter, right?
The first halt, if you're long and you're stuck in it, that usually is good, because it's hopefully going to open higher. Let's see. Let's give you an indication here. The imbalance currently is sitting at $19, so that's good, which means if that imbalance holds until it resumes trading, you should be up a good buck and a bit. So let's see what happens.
Friends, I'm gonna take. I'm liking PLTR for a possible breakout here off the VWAP. I want to wait for the next candle and get that confirmation, but I do like the way it's setting up right now. Let's see if this is gonna turn to a green candle. This one here coming up. Let's see. So I do like the setup.
So William T. Carlos, I don't know if you can share my screen. It's not. There's not much to see really.
I just had it up. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, William, really what happened is I look for things that like to pop to a level of support or resistance. I love short trades, so I was looking for a short trade on Tesla. What happened is it popped up, as you can see, it didn't make it to previous day close, so it stayed red, and then it sort of hesitated right at my entry, which happens to coincide with the VWAP, or the average price, in that first minute. It looked very hesitant. I didn't see any orders on the ask, so all of that stuff combined, I said it might be good for a drop. So I just went short with a stop at the previous close. Was looking for just some quick scalps. I did get a quick scalp. I took it at that. Well, I was trying to get at that 50 moving average, which might have been support. Sure enough, it basically bounced there, came right back and stopped me out before moving higher. So it was a quick momentum trade. The momentum didn't support what I was trying to do, so got in, partial, got out, a couple bucks, and I'm safely on the sidelines again. So that was all. It was pretty straightforward.
Nice. Still no cigar on POTR because it kept dropping, so we never got a confirmation on here.
Sorry, 5 seconds until CYN is scheduled to reopen here. So 3, 2, 1 should be open now. And it's not open, so that looks like they might be holding it for 10 minutes. So it's either a 5 or a 10-minute volatility halt right at the open. CYN did not open exactly at the 5-minute marker, so it's likely
that's interesting.
We've got to wait another 5. So if you're stuck, be patient. You got another 5 minutes to wait. They're trying to cool this thing off.
Looking good right now, though, right? We're looking at if you're stuck in this long, you're looking nice. Just be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready.
You can see the imbalance number sitting at $19.50 right now. That's where you can see the bid and ask as well. So that's good news. Good news for a
Yep.
long. It's likely to open higher. Now, be careful, right? Because it opens, often what happens is it fills those initial orders and it's going to drop a bit, and then it could either take off or keep dropping. First halt, though, of the morning, usually it keeps going higher, but
Doesn't have
you
to,
never know.
right? Doesn't have
It
to,
doesn't
right?
have to.
We've seen it
Absolutely.
actually go lower. Not often. We've seen it
Yeah.
go lower. Just be careful. Just don't get greedy. Say, oh, let me see if we can go a little more. Just try your plan. I don't want to tell you what to do. I have some ideas, but just be smart. Be smart.
Yeah.
Um, all right, let's see. Oh, Nvidia could be a nice 5 minute RB breakdown. If it continues to show
Wiki
weakness
to the
here.
wiki on the downside, though.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
I don't
see
know.
more weakness on it. I like the bounce off the kind of the VWAP here, but again, we need to
Hmm.
see more weakness towards the bottom here. Let's see how that goes. And yeah, let's see what's the SPY doing. Spies. Yeah, it's very wiki. I like the setup. 5 minute looks great too. Um, I'm interested. I'm not convinced, but I'm interested. That's for sure.
Oh, look at Tesla all the way back down. Dope.
Yeah, Tesla's wild. Did POTR pot? I stopped looking at it. Yeah, it did.
A little bit,
Did, yeah.
not that much.
A little messy. Yeah, I'm gonna go short. Oh man, that's not a great. I'm short Nvidia. That's not a great entry. I should have got in at 155.10, so 30 cents off what I should have been in. But I think there's some weakness here. So let's see if we can get to at least the low of the day and lower. That would be nice. Low of the day sitting at 154.50. I'm looking for a 5 minute breakdown on this one, but the entry should have been clearly anywhere in this area. I'm late to this party, but I do like the setup quite a bit. I like the 5 minute. I like the fact that SPY is trying to sell down here, so hopefully that helps. Well, was trying to sell down. What is this move we're getting on the SPY out of nowhere? What are you doing? I'm short
Yeah.
SPY and Q. What's Somebody didn't get the memo over there. Sad Rider, yeah, I went into Nvidia. Is POTR doing his thing? Yeah, how POTR was the trade, guys. I was waiting for this candle here. Then we started looking at CYN, but this was it. This was the candle here for the beautiful 5 minute RB breakout. Oh man, tell me I joined the wrong horse. I would have
Yeah.
been in POTR with you guys. So hopefully you kept watching and you took it out. That's an amazing setup there. Um, and yeah, that's unfortunately 'cause we're focused on something else. It happens. There's no negative to doing this show at all, Peter. I love doing this show, hanging out with you and the members. But if there's one thing that is not the best, is that you do miss opportunities because we're looking at so many things with you guys, right? Which I enjoy. Trust me, I'd rather miss a few opportunities and have that, so I'm not complaining. But if you were to put pros and cons, that could be the one con is that you are going to miss some opportunities. But like the person yesterday that talked about the one monitor, she knew her limitations. We know that's a limitation. We don't go crazy just, chasing things. We're not going to do that. So
Right.
just be aware of that. All right, I'm sure NVIDIA. Let's see if we can get the breakdown here. We'd love to see this drop. Jonathan, at first it was tough, but then you get used to after doing it for a couple of years. But yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do at first. But after a while, like anything, you become really good at it. Being
Yeah,
able to do
it's
both.
hard. Okay. If you're in CYN or watching it, we're
Oh,
about
let's see.
30
About to open.
seconds away here.
Let's see.
Well, 30 seconds. So 9:40 and 34 seconds is when it should reopen.
Yep.
So in
Yep.
case we've got a delay here, we usually have a few second delay on YouTube. If you're watching the clock, 9:40 and 34 seconds is the targeted reopening for a 10-minute halt. You can tell this, by the way, depending on your platform. It tells you exactly when it was paused. You just basically add 5 minutes or 10 minutes to it. So let's watch here. We've got 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Should reopen right now. There you go.
Oh,
Reopen. And it
very
gapped
nice.
exactly where we said, right?
Yep.
1950. So, like, again, you guys, you do have information in the market to tell you what's going to happen. Now, it's
Yep. Yep.
currently the price is trading a little bit below that, but still above the gap. So let's see what it does. Can it hold these levels? That's going to be key if it can
Man.
hold the $18. If
Yeah,
it,
it could go.
if
It
it
go for. It could
spikes.
go for another halt here. I'm still watching Nvidia, friends, on the other side. It is going against me a little bit here. I might need to stop out, but
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see.
Seeing some downside orders here. I don't like it on CYN. So if you're
Yeah.
in it, take some. You might want to take a little bit off unless you're really willing to swing for the fences. But I mean, this thing is up 270%. So, how greedy do you want to be?
Yeah. And where did you get in, right? I mean, I'm assuming pre-market maybe. I mean, how much?
Yeah.
It's gonna go.
Yeah, it could go. It could
Uh,
go.
that
You
is
just never know
exciting.
with these things. I
That
mean,
is
these things are,
exciting.
for a $20 stock, it's bouncing like a buck at a time, right? So it's
Yeah.
tough to know.
Yes.
All right, level up is coming. Another potential halt if it hits it.
Mm,
$20.97. That's the level up halt. So it hit the halt limit. Looks like it's going to halt for a second time. If you're not
there it
out,
is.
yeah.
All
So
right.
halt
Now
number
that it
two.
now that that is halted. Is it halted already? Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Okay. So now
Not
that it's
quite. They
halted,
haven't. Yeah, I don't think.
there it
There it is.
is. There
Yeah.
it is. All right. I
Yeah.
try to hold it. If you were in it, did you take a partial? Man, I hope you did. I hope you took a partial and
Yeah.
put some money in your pocket. So let us know now that we that is halted. I'm not influencing your decision making.
Yeah.
Um, all right, Nvidia's playing nice. It's good. Nvidia's playing nice here. So we're gonna take a partial. I want it lower if we can. Previous day close. I don't like that. It's a big level, so we got to be careful here. POTR is absolutely doing his thing. Andrew is long POTR, friends. He is long at it, and he is pushing nicely here. And that's the one missed trade for today, but hopefully you guys took advantage of it. Here we are with, with NVIDIA. Excuse me, NVIDIA. Partial here. And let's see if we can
Oh, wow.
continue going lower.
Nice.
Beautiful 5-minute ORB. And I didn't even get the best entry, Peter. I hesitated looking at other things. But
Hmm.
but yeah, this is hopefully gonna move nicely here. Um, I'm gonna move my stop definitely to break even, but I don't want to see it getting settled above this low, the first low of the day here. I don't want to see it get settled above that, so it can come back up and test and do all that stuff. But if it starts getting higher, it might just get a bounce off this previous day close here. So I don't want that. And
I
I might
should
take
have.
another partial.
I considered following you into that as it
Yeah.
was, hanging around just below 155. I thought that
Mm-hmm.
looked like a good spot, like just a couple of minutes after you got in, but
Oh
did
yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's
It was
easy to
a
say.
breaker entry.
I consider lots of things that I don't do.
Let's see. I want to see it just get back lower. I took another partial because again, this could be a area where it might want to bounce from. So I want to make sure I leave this tray nicely green. And yeah, there it is, looking to bounce. Let's see if it's going to use the 9 to head back to the previous day close.
Oh, look at
Spy
that.
is choppy. Andrew took partial on PLTR. Partial. Very nice. All right, let's see here.
My car finally got brought into the shop.
Wait, wasn't it in the shop already? I thought they picked
Well,
it
it
up.
was at the shop, but they didn't
Oh, they
actually
got
bring
brought
it
into
in
the.
to actually work on it. That's the
Gotcha.
problem with, when you've got limited number of dealerships. They know they've got a monopoly on you. At least in my area, like there's only one Porsche
Mm-hmm.
dealership, so they work on things in their own time.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to one of the few aftermarket places around here to,
Yeah.
for, but
I'm gonna
anyways, when
stop that
when
on.
when you're gonna have your car towed somewhere, I usually just tow it to the dealer because you
Yeah.
don't want to risk it. But
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Hola on POTR. Glad I took this partial here. So it was a heavy partial because I figured the previous day close is gonna be a problem. So good. Good. And man, but this would have been the trade for us, friends. POTR, my goodness. Wow, Andrew is playing POTR like a savant right now, like a fiddle.
Savant, wow,
He's trading it like a savant, just weaving in and out, like just beautiful. Just
just bobbing and weaving, and
yeah,
yeah,
my goodness.
yeah. PLTR, he was not afraid to just jump in on
Nope.
that, despite the moves, and we are up at all-time highs as people are pointing out. So 148
Yeah, it's
all-time high.
just madness.
So, wow.
Friends, hit that thumbs up. It is Thursday, but we might do a mentorship today. So hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. We're gonna do a membership today. We didn't do it yesterday. Someone's asked, "What happens to the membership?" We don't keep on track on schedules. We do this, we do that. We're very flexible. So so actually, you know what? We forgot about it. We just forgot.
I
We're
was
so
going to
into
say
trading.
that's one way to say
Yeah,
we forgot.
we just forgot.
It's funny because I thought about reminding Andrew yesterday, and then we got into some cool conversation, and I completely
That's
forgot about it as well.
exactly
So,
what happened.
that's-
And then when we were logging off, somebody mentioned, "What happens to the membership?" I'm like, "Oh, too late, man. We're already on the way out. We couldn't go
Yeah.
back." But we'll do it today. We'll do it today. All right, beautiful, beautiful day so far, man. So many great opportunities. So glad we got a little bit of NVIDIA here. And again, Peter, what I should have been watching without taking my
Okay.
eyes off of it?
If you're in
PLTR.
CYN, should be
Coming
opening in
up.
2 seconds. Here it goes. It's open. Oh,
Oh,
oh, opened right into a
right
third
into a
halt on the downside.
yeah.
Let's see. It looks like it's going to
This
halt
is-
immediately. Like that was open for all of 2 seconds.
It's wild, man. It's wild.
Oh no,
wild,
they
wild.
saved it. Looks like. Oh no, it is halted.
Nah,
Sorry.
that's gonna get slammed. No,
Misread
it's
it.
halted now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually only see one
Scary
second
stuff.
worth of trading. So they literally only lasted 1 second before it got halted on the downside. So this is halt number 3, and it's on the downside. That is risky, right? So while it could continue to go up, the third halt is always risky, even if the stock is still rising. If it's a third
Yep.
halt and it's on the downside, that's really risky. So if you're still in this, watch it very carefully for when it resumes trading, and have a finger on the trigger there because
Be
yeah,
ready. Yep.
this thing could drop.
These are the these are the stocks that test your heart rate strength. So, this is gonna test your heart rate here. So hopefully you're on the right side of things. It is
That's
good,
fine.
but it could feel
It
something
could be
like
could be a
this.
new thing in a doctor's office. We're going to test your cardiovascular function here. We're just going to
Yeah.
put you in a low float stock that's about to enter
Oh.
a halt on
Oh,
the downside. Now what do you do?
yeah. Stress test.
When traders go to the doctor?
Absolutely. All right, friends. I'm looking for opportunities. I mean, NVIDIA was great, but would like to see something else. Someone said CMCI towards the VWAP. CMCI. It's trying to get up there. It's trying to get up there. We'll keep an eye on it. Let me add it to. Is it on my list? It's not on my list. I'll add it here. I'll add CMCI. Thank you for mentioning it. Let's see if it comes up. CMCI.
Yeah, Micron, as usual, has been disappointing here this morning.
Let's look at Circle. We want to see what Circle's spread was. It's actually not that 50 cents, 30 cents. That person was right. About 30 cents, 50 cents. 60 there. Okay, it could jump a little bit. It could jump 70. Okay, it could jump quite a bit. So, and you also keep in mind that sometimes if you match these two, and you only see like a 1 or a 2, there's a very light shares. Like if you take a 500, and which you shouldn't take 500 shares on a stock like this that can move so much, you're gonna get filled in towards the bottom here. So you got to be careful. It's not a lot of liquidity. Like if you look at it in Nvidia, it's a whole different ball game, right? You're gonna have tons of volume. Look how tight this is: 59, 59, 60. It's like a cent all the way down. So, 30 cents, 50 cents, not bad for this one. At the end of the day, just manage your risk accordingly, right? You could trade this. It's trading very well actually today. Look at the moves here. It's trading very good. If you got a strategy, just manage your risk accordingly. You're not going to take the same number of shares you take on this like you do on Apple, Nvidia, AMD. This is riskier than even Tesla at this point, right? So be mindful. What else? CMCI struggling to get going. SPY, look how nasty the SPY is. Peter, that is
It
brutal.
is quite.
brutal.
The cues are a little more directional, so that's better. But still, yeah, it's not as pretty as it has been some previous days here today.
Yeah. MU in play today. Got some moves here. Got a nice bounce off the VWAP. It's a beautiful rejection off the VWAP there if you like that. CYCN, we're waiting, and HIMS is not doing a whole lot today.
So did you got all out of Nvidia, Carlos?
Yeah, I did. Oh, look at you. See,
Yeah.
entry is everything. If I had the entry, I would have served. Maybe. I probably
It
would have.
would have been tight. It would
It
have
would
been
have been
tight.
tight. Yeah, well, you can see the spike
But
over here. Would have been tight. Yeah, but
but you
entry is
know, let's go
important.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you would have
yeah.
still been in this.
I would
Why
still
not?
been in this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Entry is important. What a beautiful short. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Very nice. Very, very nice. AMD also gray short. Things are feeling very weak so far right now.
Mm.
What is POTR doing?
Mm.
POTR is now pulling back, but Andrew already destroyed that ticker. He did very well on that thing.
Yeah.
POTR VWAP. Yeah, POTR VWAP. You're right here. Who mentioned that? 18 Leslie Bianca. So 18 Leslie Bianca. You mentioned PLTR. Let's see. If we get our move here, I keep calling it our move because I don't have a name for it. So it's just our move. We could see something here. Why does the stock halt? Oh man, there's tons of videos why, but the short and sweet of it is there's a couple of reasons. There's several different type of halts. The ones you're seeing right now on CYCN is a volatility halt, and they opened up.
Volatility halt.
Yeah. It's gonna halt again at 1660 here, and the reason for that is to not let the stock just go insane, like go crazy parabolic or drop like hell. I think it was meant mainly in creative when stocks are dropping, right, like crazy, and they just want to kind of stop it from the market collapsing. Imagine everything starts selling off and there's no halt triggers to kind of slow things down. You could have this free fall, and it could be mayhem. So you don't want that. They create this to kind of protect from that. There's also news halts. If a company is going to come out with news, they'll halt the stock. They'll let the news release. They'll let the news kind of settle in, and then they'll open the stock again. Any other ones, Peter? I know those two are the main ones we see.
I mean, they have
are there.
They have a discretionary halt that regulators can put on at any time, right? If they have a concern over the company's, forms, their compliance with market rules, so that they could just declare a halt at any point in time. But usually, it's news and volatility are the two ones that we see. And the volatility is a very specific, like if it moves more than a certain percentage over a certain amount of time, that's when it triggers the halt. So, and you can see it. Again, you can always see it on these things because you've got the what's called the level up and level down limits. And I'm not sure you don't always see them on all stocks because often they're so far off the price that it's not even listed. But really volatile stocks, you can obviously see the LULD, right? It's line
I
and
don't know. Let me
then a
pull that up.
price. Yeah.
Here it is. Yep.
I'm trying to find a stock with the limit up, limit down on it somewhere. CYN's in a halt,
this one will show it. Yeah, it will show it a little bit later. Once it opens up, we should see it again.
You can do something like ASTI. It's one of the big movers on the NASDAQ right now.
ASTI.
ASTI, Accent Solar. Just because you can see them and they're not moving that fast, but if you scroll down, Carlos, put that on the screen so people can see it.
Yeah, I see it right there.
What you can see there is you've got the limit up and limit down, and you can actually put both of those on the same screen. And what that tells you, if the price goes below, $2.04 or above $3.07, it'll trigger the halt. That gets dynamically recalculated at the beginning of every minute, right? It's based on the price action in the previous couple of minutes, and every minute you'll see those numbers update. So that's what it looks like.
See if POTR is going to play nice. So I'm sure POTR for our move short off the VWAP. Let's see if we're going to get this drop here. Let's put this back. Let's see. So far, so good. I don't like the fact that we're holding here, and we need to see like a good continuation down. So let's see if we can get to What's 145? High after pre-market? That would be awesome. That would be awesome if we can get down to 145. All right. So thanks for the call out, whoever that was. Um, it's a good move. Whether it works out or not, the setup was right. So thank you. Whether it works doesn't really matter. What matters is what the information we have to make the decision with. I can't find your name, but thank you. Oh, it was 18 Leslie Bianca. Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. I hope you win the membership today. On when we do it. For helping us find this move. What gave me conviction that it wouldn't just bounce off the VWAP? Well, for me, it's below the VWAP. If you look at this here, I'm looking at the 1 minute. See, this is what I'm looking at. So for me, it's below the VWAP. So again, this is our move to break down. You got the pullback here and then the confirmation of the drop. Not the cleanest, right? So this is the move here. Not the cleanest. We've definitely seen much, much better. But that's how I'm playing it. Now, if this would have came up here and just did this above the VWAP, then yeah, I'm not taking it. It's got to break through the VWAP, pull towards the VWAP, and start using this as resistance. That's what we want to see. And that's the way it's playing out right now. So if this would have happened above here, then yeah, I wouldn't be taking this trade, right? So see if we can get some moves here. So right now, I'm doing it okay. POTR is so wild, though. It can literally just take off and go the other way on you. So we want to be careful here. Our stop is 146.65. We don't want to see it go above that. So it's about 50 cents from our entry, roughly.
Oh, so CIN is on the way down, isn't it?
It is. Opened up again.
Opened up again. We'll see. It's holding this level, but
yeah, this is rough. This is careful, friends. It's messy now. Now it's really messy. I mean, it was messy from the market open. So
yeah.
I like watching these. I don't like to be in them no more, like I used to be. I don't like the feeling of the madness. I don't need that type of adrenaline no more in my life.
I don't need the madness.
No, I don't need that. But I do like watching them. I really do, and I like rooting for people that are in them. But yeah, I am not joining that party. All right, let's see here. Looks like it might be settling down a little bit. Still moving like wild. All right, I'm still watching POTR, friends. Let's see here. Looks like it's having a hard time selling down here, and I got to be careful with POTR because it can shoot up in no time. Did you ever go down on? Did you ever go down bad on these low floats? You know what? I never. I traded a few of them. I made great money on some, but I never really lost big on a low flow stock, right? I lost big on discipline issues, but on a low flow stock, I never like really blew up or like take a big loss on it. But yeah, the potential is there. It's just the way you feel when you're in them is I don't like it, man. I really don't. So uneasy. I don't like that type of trading, man. It's
yeah, it can be very unsettling.
Yeah, it can. All right,
maybe we're just getting old, Carlos.
No, I was doing this 7 years ago, man. So I was much younger than what I am now.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You're getting old. You're not up for the action
true.
of these high risk low floats.
I am not up for the action. Out of POTR, a little bit earlier than my stop, but just don't trust it. We can always get back in it, but right now I don't like the way it's pushing up here, and the market is just blasting off. So I don't want to go with that party there. So out of that for now. There still might be some opportunities, but the market's not helping us here. That's why I call them trashy stocks. Yeah, but my trash could be somebody's gold and vice versa, right? So it's I always tell people, like, when we do our watch list, oh, come on, POTR, really? That was a fake out? What are we doing here? Man. PLTR. Actually, I don't know what to do here. Let me see. Yeah, all right, let's try it again. Right, going back short on
Oh,
PLTR. I think it's just what it stopped me out, man. That was I should have stuck to my stop. My stop was a lot higher. I should have not gotten out there. Or I should have waited. You know what? I should have waited for the actual candle to close red. That was a bad execution on that stop. That was not good. I should have easily survived. I don't know what happened. Let's see if we get the drop here. That was a bad stop. That was not cool. But that's my fault. That's my fault. I really thought it was gonna take off and it didn't. Alright, okay, here we go. Take some parcels here. Man, I'm upset at that stop. That was bad execution, man. Not good. Ugh. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Even with the messy stop out, that's pretty good. It did, man. Oh, Sam, it did. You know what? And yeah, it got me. It got me. It fooled me 100%. But I know better. I know better than that, man. You know, I know if you're like, you know what it is, like, you know better. Like, you've been in a situation like, come on, man, you're gonna fall for that? How do you fall for that after all these years of trading? Like, what is wrong with you? That's like being an NBA player. Somebody comes and head fakes and you jump. Like, you do that at a pro level, and like, come on, what are you doing? You're gonna fall for a rookie head fake? A Kobe Bryant head fake is different, but a rookie head fake, you can't do that, man. You're a pro player. Look at this. Look how beautiful this thing turned out. And I'm over here made it messy for no reason. I mean, I'm still very happy right now. PR is looking great. So I'm not mad.
Oh, man. Funny.
Is there anything special to be the winner of the membership? Yes. This happens all the time. You're gonna see it when Andrew brings up the little box. Notice the number of participants is usually less than the number of people watching, and that's because your name might not be considered if you don't do the following. You have to be subscribed, right? So do it now, do it early. So then, but you know, by the time the computer reads it, you're there. You have to like the video, right? So the program looks at that, and you have to comment in chat. You got to do those three things. So notice that in some days, the numbers is very close. Great, a lot of people did it. Some days it'll be like 800 viewers and only 450 participants. That was last week. So you're not in the mix. You know, you gotta pay to play. But in this way, paying is basically just doing those three things, right? You gotta pay to play. So gotta make sure you do that. Slam that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. All right, so here's PLTR. Well, at least we covered the loss and then some on this move down. Because there's not a big loss anyway here on the stop out. So let's see. I might get out of break even. I don't want to go red on this trade and mess up our beautiful day here. Yes, good. Good morning. Hello, Mikey. Welcome. And CRCL pushing again. Nice. Good morning, Valerie. Good to see you. Reversal time, Sam. Reversal time on which ticker specifically? Because I tried reversal on Tesla yesterday too early, and it got me twice. Eventually worked out. And you know what around time it worked out? Around 10:30, which is usually when we start looking for reversals. So don't jump on the reversals too early. Yeah, but it depends on what you're looking at. I hope not. I hope we get a little more drop on PLTR before we bounce here. And it looks like we might. Looks like we might. Let's see here. Off a double bottom? POTR? Where's the double bottom on POTR? I'm not seeing it. I don't see it on the 5 minute. I don't see it on the 1 minute. I don't see that double bottom, guys. Um, and I know you're not considering, well, you could be, but depending on your strategy, but this is not a double bottom, right? This is, yeah, I don't know. That's very tight for a double bottom. Um, so just be careful if that's the way you're trading it here. Oh, beautiful. Here we go. I want to try to be patient, hold for 145, but that's okay. I'll take one here. We're not gonna fight over 10 cents. We're not gonna do that. I'll be feeling really pissed. Not pissed. I'll be feeling really stupid if it comes back up and I didn't take something for 10 cents. Like really?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Huh.
We did get it, so we'll
Yeah.
take another partial here.
There's a fine line between being stubborn and
Oh,
steadfast to your rules. So
that's right. That's right. All right, beautiful short on PLTR. Nice, nice, nice. Again, this is our VWAP move, so that turned out pretty good. Uh, nice. PLTR for the win for Andrew. He crushed that one. He traded that one so well. PLTR continuing to drop here. Um, so very nice, very nice. Oh man, this is. I wanna wait a little bit.
Carlos,
Not be too crazy with the
nice.
partials now. Um,
Royale with
there we
cheese.
go. Yes.
I don't know where you live, Sabrighter, but 10 cents to put cheese on a burger? You haven't gone out in a while. You're living
Ten.
in
No,
the
that
living
is
in the 70s.
that is awesome. Where is that? I'm moving there. I could live like a king if that's the ratio of the price you're paying for cheese. Oh no, no. I don't look at prices often, and my wife gets really mad that I don't look at prices when I do the shopping because it's like the brand over is just the same and it's less, so she pays attention to that.
Right.
Um, and I started paying attention. All right, let me be more price focused on things. It is outrageous what we pay for stuff, like compared to a few months ago, a few years ago. Like, it's
Yep.
just crazy. Like
Yep.
you don't realize the easiest one is Dunkin' Donuts, right? So on Sundays, last Sunday I got bagels and donuts for the kids and everybody here, and a bagel with cream cheese is like five something. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, what are you making this out of? Like,
What are you making it out
is
of?
is
Is it?
bread and a cream cheese? Like, what? It's out of control. It's really out of control. So, um, yeah, it's just wild, wild, wild.
I love it.
Like I remember that being like 150 or something when I was working and I was in the city. And you could I was buying breakfast every day, just because I passed by
See, Carlos,
great bagel
we
spots.
are you are getting
What?
old when you start saying, "I
I paid
remember when."
150,
I remember when. See?
and it was a damn good bagel, man. Really good bagel. Like not this nonsense from Dunkin' Donuts. What?
Uh,
This, can't
that's
make this
funny.
stuff up, man.
It's
I
my
get
wife
it,
and I were talking
inflation. I
about
get it, but no, this is too much.
my wife and I were talking about this bagel place we used to go to. It was in the first floor of the building she and I used to work in. And it was
Nice.
just a local restaurant called Drexy's. And you'd get a bagel with cream cheese, but they would put like the bagel would be like that thick with cream cheese. Like there was so much cream cheese on it. This was back in the day, of course, when, low fat wasn't really as much of a thing. So you'd get these bagels and you're like, oh, I remember those bagels. And like you would never do that today. Even if it was available, you would never order that these days because
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
thought of all of that cream cheese would hurt you. But
yeah.
yeah, when we were kids, sure, you're eating
Oh,
that
bring
crap
it
all the
on.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in the city. I grew up in the city of uptown Manhattan, and I remember every day in summer we would go to the pizza shop, and it was $3. I think $3 will get you 2 slices and a canned soda. I made sure I walked at the house every day with $3. That's all I needed to last the entire day. It's just a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. All right, let's see here. I am going to let this ride. Yeah, I'm not going to take a partial. I'm going to let this ride. Convince ourselves to hold a little bit longer here. Love me some cream cheese. It's good. It's not worth 5 something on a bagel, but it's good. It's good. It's good. All right. I'm gonna take another partial just in case. I mean, POTR is wild. We know what it can do. I just don't wanna. Let me see what we have here. All right. Yeah, we don't have that much left.
Sam, I have no idea whether it was Canadian or American restaurant. I just know there was one. I have never seen one anywhere else in this city, so I have no idea. I don't even know if it was a chain.
Mm.
No idea.
All right, friends. Yeah, POTR did what it had to do. I don't have a lot left now after all these partials, so no reason to let it come back. I'm thinking that if we don't get a move lower, just take everything out because it's not a lot left now. Worth bringing back for a pullback or maybe hold it. I don't know. Maybe we could hold it. It's not a lot left, so it doesn't affect the numbers as much. What else is out there in the AMD? Nvidia found a way to get back up, so good.
Yeah.
Tesla's messy today. Tesla's not doing anything today. James Jessup, should Fed cut? I don't. To be honest, I don't know. I want to say yes. I don't know what numbers these guys are looking at. Some people have a good argument why they should, and some why they shouldn't. I don't know. Everybody has their reason why. I mean, for me, I think yes, because hopefully things will be cheaper, and businesses can give out loans and things will be better. I think, but I don't know the details, to be honest. And I'm not a finance guy, so I don't know if that's the right move to do. But it sounds like a very complex decision that I don't have all the information to make the best possible decision. So I'm all out on POTR. I think it's turning here a little bit. So I don't know. Peter, what do you think?
I don't think we see enough economic signs to change the rates at this point. So stay the course. Of course, I don't have skin in the game. So
yeah,
I
that's
sit
true
over here
too.
in Canada.
People are
So,
people are still spending. Like people are still spending.
let's see.
So I think
What do the analysts think?
POTR
Well,
is such a
three quarters or 73.1% of the analysts think that the Fed should keep the current rates, and 26.9% think they should cut by a quarter point.
yeah.
So
How does July
that's
look like? Do you have the July? I think July is what went.
yeah,
I'm sorry, not
yeah,
July.
that's it. That's the July
That's July one.
30th
Okay.
number.
And September,
Yeah.
I think, is when they were planning for the first cut. That's what that Bowen Fed
Yeah,
person was saying earlier this week that in
correct.
September, planning for the first cut. So I don't know.
We got 69% that think that there should be a quarter point cut or will be a quarter point cut in September. Only 6% think it'll stay unchanged, and the quarter of the people, 24.6%, think it should be a half point cut. So,
Yeah.
we'll,
Nasdaq is all time high, and people think the economy is bad. You know how I look at the economy when I take my dollar and go to the store and see what it can give me. And right now, I think that dollar's not giving me back enough. That's how I check the economy. You might check the stock market, but the average American, that's not the way they look at the economy, right? So things are way too expensive over their value. Yes, I get inflation, but this is not normal inflation. This is out of control. We got to bring it down. Man, POTR is playing me so bad today. It did it again here.
I see that.
It is just playing me today. But you know what? It's okay. We did very, very well. Yes. But yeah. So many tariffs. Mike, we didn't even mention tariffs. Yeah, that hasn't really been taken into effect yet. Like that takes a while to actually come around. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. Let's just keep trading. Let's make more to cover inflation and tariffs and all that stuff. Just keep trading well, and let's cover all this crap. Um, that's all we could do. That's all we could do. And don't spend. Don't spend. So, don't spend on what you don't need. I'm telling that to myself.
Yeah, good
Because
advice right there. What did I just do to my. All right, guys, I'm just waiting on. I don't know what I'm waiting on. Something exciting, I guess.
SMCI. Did you guys take this? We were looking at it here. Someone called it, but then it failed. And then look at this move. Light volume, but that is pretty. That right there, you guys see that? Yeah, that is nice. And I mean, I wasn't in POTR, but that is a prime time move there on SMCI. And then after that, look how beautiful volume comes in and just takes off. That's a $2 plus move. He was watching it, but has no money to move. Has no money to move. SMCI. I called it. Come on, I kept trying to tell you in the chat. Oh, I missed it, but he did call it.
I told you. I
He
was
did.
screaming at
He
you
did.
from the
But you,
comments.
you told me when it was here. I think I did look at it, but I know you called me here again. That I did not see. But yeah, you know what? It's okay. I'll give you access to my account. You can go in there. You can take these trades. If you see them and I don't answer you, we'll figure something out. We'll make you one of our trading
Yeah,
reps. But
Carlos doesn't
can't
mean
do it
that.
all. Can't do it all. Oh man. All right. Let's see. Uh, what is the crazy CYN doing? All right, settled down finally. It's traded more than
Yeah.
30 seconds. So
Yep.
settled down. That's good. Uh, all right. I think I'm done for the day, man. What a great day. Hard day yesterday. Tesla, red day yesterday. Even though I took the reverse on Tesla, I didn't cover all the losses. I had a couple of losses on Tesla, and I forgot what else was it. Nvidia. I forget which one. But red day yesterday. That reversal was nice. Towards the morning, so that definitely reduced the losses. Today, Tesla is just so bad. But today's a great day, man. Great day. So
Great.
not bad.
Great day.
Yes.
Okay, well, I just had that one little trade on Tesla at the open, and I haven't
Yeah.
found anything. Although the PLTR, in hindsight, as I look at it, where did you enter again?
Here's POTR. So we took this short
Yeah,
right off the
yeah.
breakdown.
See,
This
that
stop was
second,
yeah, it's no good, but
the
got back in.
second entry, I love. See, to me, that's.
Yeah.
I should have just played with you there. That would have been beautiful. Oh
Yeah.
well.
CRCR does not move like core weave. Core weave. We haven't spoken about that one in some time. Let's take a look. CR. What is that up to? Let's take a look at CRWV. CRWV. Yeah, it's moving today. What's the daily look like? Yep. It's another one that's very active. Hard to borrow, so you can't short it. Yeah, I won't trade this. I'm not. I traded it once. Was it this one? Yeah, I traded it once, and it was a small red. I took literally like 100 shares. It was moving wild. I think it was this one. So we took a very 150 shares. I don't remember, but it didn't. You know, gotta be careful. It can move, but not a big fan. And I don't like stocks that I cannot short. I'd love to play both ways here, but I shouldn't stop. If you find a good long opportunity to take the trade, you should be able to still do that. Nvidia did bounce back. Beautiful breakout above the VWAP. Tesla is just doing nothing. Nothing burger. CMCI. It's a beautiful play here on CMCI. Took off nicely. Circle. Man, Circle is just rocking right now. Look at this. Looks like it wants to break the high of the day. Heading towards some daily levels. And then HIMS. HIMS is breaking out here too. Yeah, I see that too, guys. HIMS with volume. Things are just going north. Everything is just feeling good. SPY's breaking out. I mean, yeah. Everything is awesome here. Beautiful, beautiful. Very, very good. Yeah, and it also depends on where you live too, right? Like, you can't compare NY Bagel to somewhere in the middle of Wisconsin or something. It's not the same, but where you live also depends. Big, big part of the what you're paying. All right, let's see. All right, very nice. Making you hungry? NY Bagels. Now, I live in Teaneck, New Jersey. Beautiful town. Expensive as you know what. But there is a bagel place on Teaneck Road. If you guys live here, you got to go to it. And you probably know about it because it's a world class. Like they're like number 30 in the country, like some crazy number like that. Like they're really good. They make the bagels right in the back. The guys show up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and they make them right there, man. I have not tasted a better bagel than that one. It's like that New York bagel spot. And it's awesome. It is so, so good, man. It's come out nice and warm. I mean, you just can't beat it. So, reminds me of the New York bagel uh, situation there. So, what is it called? I don't even know the name. I know exactly where it is. I pass by every morning when I drop off the kids. Santinek Road off Route 4. I'll get the name. I don't even know what the name is.
I don't even know what the name
I don't know
is.
the name. Now you maybe look at it because it's, I'll check right now here on Google Maps. I'll tell you right now. It's like a family. It's like a nice mom and pop shop. Teaneck Road Bagels. Oh, these guys are awesome.
You had to look it
Yeah,
up, eh?
these guys are awesome. I mean, that is uh, Teaneck Road Bagels. They don't even have a website. It's so mom and pops. I don't think they. Yeah, they don't have a website. These guys done that. All right, where are you guys in? I'm not inclined to look. I had a great day so far right now, so I'm not inclined to look at anything. Um, so I am good, good, good. Mhm. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Top 50 best bagels in America. I mean, they mean it. They're not lying. This is the real deal. So if you're ever in town, stop by and pick up a fresh bagel. All right, friends. What a great day, and things are looking to continue, man. The Q's a beautiful move. It looks like it's going wants to go higher, so that's going to create a lot of opportunity. CYN looking to push to 20. Careful, low flow stock. Be mindful. MU not getting any any love, even for exceeding expectations, Peter. I mean, wow. Talk about the stepchild. I think you're a mute. I think you're a mute.
I am on mute. Sorry.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, no wonder I was talking. Anyways, yeah, like I keep saying, right? MU seems to like just get skipped over when you think it should move. And then you look at the daily, you're like, oh my God, I must have missed lots of opportunity on MU because I mean, look, it had all these green days in a row, but they're tiny little candles. Like it's
Right,
almost
right.
never tradable. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just. Like today would have been a downside trade, despite, despite them beating their estimates and providing decent guidance. And yeah, I don't know. I can't handle MU for whatever reason. It just doesn't work for
No
me.
love. No love for them. All right. Um, Top 30 bagel shop in NJ. Do they accept microloans for your order? No, they don't. They don't. They they don't. No, they don't take cars, man. It's all cash. I don't believe they take cars. That's they got the ATM there. They don't take cars, man. Cash only. So I'm sure they save a lot because of that. And it's so good that you go there on a regular day and there's a line. There's a line like for bagels, like a line out the door. You know, it's wild. So good stuff. If their sales increase, I'm gonna call them up. I want my cut for the advertisement they receive.
See that lineup at the door? I did
Yeah,
that.
that was a lot of airtime there.
Yeah.
During NMU, yeah, I'm looking at it here. Continues to drop. I'm losing some ground, losing some support here at 125th. I mean, I am done, guys. I got a great day today. CYN pushing higher. It's gonna halt it to. Ooh, it's about to halt. There's the lines. Oh, boom! There it is, halted. Okay.
Look at the
Wow.
CYN. It's impressive that it came back up. So,
It's just
yeah.
wild, man. Wild. So back up on
Okay.
CYN.
Tesla just hanging out here. Apple has been had an up and down day, up and down, all around.
Apple. Oh,
Some
Apple was
some
in
good
play
moves here
today.
today.
Yeah, Apple was in play. So if you're in New York, Andrew Cuomo lost last night and or the night before. I don't remember when. And you got a new guy. I don't know this guy, but he beat him for the
That's the
primary.
guy
So
that
we'll
they were
see.
talking about, eh? That was
Mandani
yeah.
gives. So people are shocked that he won because Cuomo threw a lot of money. You know, a lot of people backing him up.
Hmm.
Um, but this guy ran a great campaign. But now they're saying
I
he might not be Adams. Now Adams going to be has a great shot because people are shocked that this guy even won. So see at the end. Just don't mess up the bagels. Whatever whoever wins, I just go there for the bagels. So don't mess up the bagels. Don't mess up the pizza, and we're fine. I don't live there anymore, so all good. Wow, Apple is. We're seeing the weakness for sure here on Apple. SMCI continues.
Market is yeah, interesting moves here today. Well, we'll have to see if it gives me opportunity. There's my 10:30 alarm, which often signals the mood change. Mood is definitely bullish right now on the market, moving higher. That being
Yep.
said, as much as it's going higher, like Tesla's stuck in a range here. I don't see a lot of the tech stocks, anyways, are not what's driving this market. It doesn't look like. I have an IPO that just opened. Oh, that's very low volume. That's ugly. It's
Mm,
early.
Man, Nvidia just took off. Wow, we are pushing nicely here. So many great opportunities. You had it long, you had shorts, whatever you wanted today. You had a shot at. So low floats, you had a shot at low floats here. CYN, I mean everything is great. So how many guys you did well today? How many guys? Usually Peter will ask this later in the day or Jared, but I want to know right now how many guys are sitting green, red, or nothing yet. I want to see. Let's see in chat. Double hands is I'm gonna take that as a green. Nicholas is green. David's green. Great. Red. 45%. Small green. I just went hyperbolic. Yes, it did. We have a lot of greens. A little red. Small red count, but a lot of green. A lot of green. Nice. We did well in POTR pop. Yeah, POTR the pop. We could have had POTR both ways today. We could have had this long here, which I missed. And then we could have had the. Well, I don't know if we would have had the long. I can't say if we would have had the short because I would have been. Yeah, I would have been stopping around this area. So I don't know if I would have flipped my position based on the history. No, we wouldn't have taken based on, yeah, because you know how you trade, right? Like you
Yeah.
probably were not taking that. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I can't be mad. The short turned out really good actually. So almost as long as the long opportunity. And if you're able to do both, you did very well today. So good for you. I was long. Lee said he was long POTR and done. I take the damn trade when Carlos pointing it out. So you took the damn trade when
You,
Carlos pointing it
oh,
out. Good
that's
for you.
good.
Yeah,
That's
DT can go both ways. Took the damn
TTDT.
trade or take. So in this case, Sab Rider, you took. Very good. All right.
Where is it? Oh, here, desktop. God, I hate it when the PCs slow down like that. Come on.
Let's see here.
There it is. There's your logo.
Oh yeah, there it is. Take. Must must happen. Must happen. Okay. Um. All right, guys. Excellent. Yeah, win is a win. Green is green. And even red days could be a win if you follow your plan and you kept them small, right? Your red trades could be a win too. Like you're not gonna win. Oh, wow, POTR. Where's the bottom? Look at this go, beautiful. Um,
Yeah, it's not in
even
yet.
yeah, because if you see your red trades as bad, then that's a problem. Because you're telling yourself that you're never gonna lose, and that's not true. You are gonna lose. So your red trades could be good, and you guys know this, right? Just reiterating what you already know. Your red trades could be good if you follow your plan. If you just blew the doors off for no reason, then that's bad. That's bad. Whether green or red, whether green or red, if you just are trading like a wild man, whether you come out green or red, that's not good. So it's all about the process over the outcome every time. So, but it's always nice to see a lot of you guys in the green. So that's awesome. All right, where's our fearless leader? I don't see him on here. 10:35. You're in orange. What's orange? In the middle? No trace yet.
All right, we'll see if this IPO gives us any opportunity. It's got decent volume. It's a little early for an IPO, but
And just when I thought I had a great trade, this thing just keeps going. It is
you
going
know
go
what? Can't
red.
worry about that, Carlos.
Yeah.
You still had a great trade, right?
No, it was beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Man, we are like highway to hell. Might go red today on POTR if this keeps going. Might go red. Apple, same thing. Dropping. Any news? What was the news today, Pio? What we had today? We had a bunch of stuff here.
Uh, well, we didn't. 10 o'clock. We had.
That
Did we
was the
have? We
last
did
one,
have
right?
one item that was supposed to come out. Where's my stuff?
Yeah, pending homes. I got it
Um,
up.
Home sales. Thank you. So let's see what that came out at. Usually that doesn't have much market impact, quite frankly, but and it came out pretty much right on. Well, no, actually came out better than expected. 1.8% growth versus only a 0.2% growth expected. So robust economy. Or at least people
Yeah.
are still buying houses despite the craziness out there. Can't figure that out, but
Yeah.
all right.
I was looking at the increase of my house from the last 3 years. I'm like, that is wild. That is wild. And many
Really?
many houses, right? The just the value of it right now, at least, it's got to come down. It's way too much, I think. But I'm not complaining. I'm not shy. I'm not buying now. But for those that are buying,
No.
that's tough.
I just don't know
That's
how
tough.
I don't know how people are affording these houses. That seems
That
crazy.
is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Like, if you look at my mortgage right now, what I'm paying, I will not
Hmm.
get this, right? Let's say I was buying a house at this point, I will not get that mortgage anywhere near in like a
Right.
50-mile radius. It's not happening. You know, it's not gonna happen. So it's like, wow. If you're new to the market, man, you got to consider where you're gonna live. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
Mm. All right, friends, we are all set here. I'm not looking for any more trades now. We had a great day. We had some great opportunities more than anything. There's still some more I think that are going to be out there. We're getting close to well, we are in reversal time, so be on the lookout for PTR if you like reversals. But for me, we're gonna just stay put here for now. As far as trading goes, Nvidia's 5 minute looks rather interesting, and
I mean,
talk
I'm
about being
yeah.
stuck in a range here. So not much happening there.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Brian, how are you, my friend?
We're
Ryan.
we're doing we're doing good today. We're doing well today, should say.
Yeah, a lot of people are good. Glad you are too. Good.
Yeah, we had played a nice long trade on Tesla at the open, and then got that PLTR move up to yesterday's high. And just last trade was a SPY call trade. Just got that nice breakout from 609.65.
Yeah, I
So
see Andrew.
overall,
Andrew says live on chat room, but I don't see him connected here.
and I think he's
He's
taking a
live in
shower.
yeah. He's live in the chat room right now.
No, he asked me a question. Carlos live on chat room. Like, yeah, we're live. But I'm not sure what he meant
Mm.
by that.
He dropped out
Okay.
there, so
Beautiful, beautiful. Good man, Brian. What did you trade today?
Like I said, I traded Tesla at the open, got like I traded what did I trade? 330
And
calls. Got the night I
I
got
think
the
you should
move
put
up
the
to the
sound.
open.
sh- Sorry, Carlos, you should put the sound live in the chat room because Andrew's saying, I don't know what happened to Brian. He was a good man. He
Well,
doesn't seem to understand. So
he's on.
show,
If I turn
show him
on,
that he's here.
if I
He's
turn
over
on the
here.
mic, he's gonna have a
Yeah.
sound issue on his end.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I'll
that way
tell him.
we can talk to him and tell
Hey
him, get
Andrew,
over here.
get over on Zoom. Brian is here. Brian left you and went to Zoom, and we can see. I can't hear him though.
He's he's
I'm
not
gonna
listening.
disconnect. Yeah, I can't hear him, so I don't know if he even heard us. So we'll keep it off for now.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's pretty animated there.
He's in
So
he's in full show mode right now.
yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he was off. He dropped off for a little while there. So like I said, I waited for a while and then I just thought, well, it's getting a little late, so I thought I'd come over here, join you guys.
Mhm.
How was your trading day, Carlos, Peter?
Good, good,
Oh,
good.
well, mine
We
mine's just about to begin. Not much so
yep,
far.
Yes.
And I gotta take this one sec.
yeah. So it was good. Two trades today. Nvidia was the first one. Short off the VWAP there. So got a partial and a small win on that one. But PLTR, man, that was the one today. So we took a short off the VWAP, and that worked out really, really nice. Still
Oh
going.
yeah,
I'm out of it now, but
yeah,
still going, man. But yeah, good trade there on the VWAP
very
breakdown.
nice. Yeah, PLTR actually looks like it might go red on the day.
Yeah, it's right above the previous day close. This one was awesome. It's a good long. Was a good long at the market open.
Yeah,
Andrew crushed that one, added a couple of times, and then below the VIA became a great short too. So whichever way you played it, it
yeah,
made a lot of people happy today.
yeah, and that's yeah. I got into PLTR. Unfortunately,
Carlos, can you put this on the
little
chat room,
late, but
please?
still got the
Yeah,
fill
yeah.
up to 148.
All right, guys, how are
See,
you guys in
So
YouTube?
see Andrew join now. All right, perfect. We got Andrew now, guys. So we'll let you do your thing, and we'll be in chat. Oh wait, is that him?
perfect.
I don't see his camera yet. Well, let me wait for him to share his camera.
PLTR, yeah, pretty extended,
Yeah.
definitely.
So,
Um,
um, we had a really good trading on PLTR and break of all-time high with Brian, Mr.
yeah.
Pesim. That was a really good trade. Mr. Pesim chickened out a little bit too early, but
Take a
it
few
was
little
really nice.
partials. Never hurts to lock in some gains. But yeah, it's different. I mean, I kind of thought it was going to go to yesterday's high because that was kind of like where I had a target there.
Carlos,
And
we need sound in chat.
Uh, I have it
Uh,
on.
I'm not sure if I can view camera as
It's
well.
so
on.
No, no. Well,
I'm out of the rest of
it's
my
not
calls.
transmitting.
I'm out of the rest of my calls on SPY. So we seem to be pulling back. We may do a 920 here on the SPY.
Yeah, well, Q's the all-time high. Is this S&P 500 all-time high? No, it's still 614 is all-time high.
All right,
Yeah, look
let
at
me reset,
PLTR.
guys. One
PLTR is
second.
still weak.
I'm gonna reset chat because it's not picking up the sound. So 1 second, guys. And then Andrew, if you could share your camera on Zoom, then we'll
I
have
did
everything.
share my camera, yeah. So that's
Okay.
that would be amazing.
All right, so let's get everything going here. Just gonna reset to get that audio back.
No love for PLTR. There's a big order. Um, there's a big order sitting there at 143. It's probably going to go to it. There's also a fairly large order at 142.
I'm high. So the news came out that the president wants to already tap another Fed chair. That means that person,
Yeah.
so J Powell is gone. So J Powell really um, needs to find a new career. I think I have to reach out to him if he wants to go through other funded accounts. Maybe I can give him a discount to our funded account program so he
Hey,
can
there you
go and
go.
see if he wants to become a trainer.
Yeah, he could. Oh, there you go. Here's your fail on PLTR
Wow.
right down to PDC. We're probably going to get
Wow.
a bounce here.
Wow. Yeah, Alex, J Powell needs to write my book.
Mm,
Um, It was really funny. Back in the first Trump presidency, he had a national advisor, John Bolton, and he got fired in the middle of the presidency. I swear to God, I'm not making this one. A few days after he got fired, somebody could sign up because I can see all the names to be able to read this John Bolton. I was blown away. This John Bolton,
that's
national
funny.
security advisor, wants to learn how to trade. Of course he wasn't, but it was really funny. Like the coincidence was really, really nice. Um,
It's hilarious. Yeah, look at that bounce right off of PDC on PLTR.
yeah. Mhm. J Powell at BBT. Yeah, imagine J Powell comes. Uh, but they are pretty rich. Like I think J Powell is probably worth like $100 million or something. They are really serious, hedge fund. Like Scott Bessent is a billionaire, I think. Um, I don't know why these people are coming into the government. If we are a billionaire, like I don't understand these rich people going to the public service. Like it's really
Yeah,
like it's very difficult. Public service is very difficult. Every decision that you do, at least part of the society is not happy, and it's just you have to deal with the fact that your decisions always disappointing for some group of people. It doesn't matter you're left or right. It's just I don't understand those people. I can never go to
yeah,
public service. Not really. I don't think really. Like for example, a lot of these rich people in the public service, a lot of them actually leave the office. They do the speaking and publishing and everything. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Serve the country is probably like I think Scott Bessent, like for sure, is like looks like someone that is really that cares deeply about the causes and stuff. But I don't know. Let's not get political, guys. I know it's like a very bad idea to talk about this stuff.
mm,
J-Pow, from now on, Thor and J-Pow at 11 a.m., both of them. J-Pow talks about the macroeconomy, Thor about cam levels.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a really, uh,
yeah. It's not never good to talk about politics.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was on this cruise ship. A lot of Americans on this Alaska cruise ship, but I never heard anyone talk about politics, which was a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very sensitive issue, obviously, and it's kind of personal as well. Um, so PLTR, if I want to recap the trades that we did, guys, okay, in YouTube, guys, I want to tell you what we did on YouTube today. So the best trade that I had was PLTR. Someone in the chat actually commented that. So PLTR all-time high was at 147.60. You guys can see my screen. So the really good entry would have been around here and this consolidation, but I didn't see that. This squeeze was really nice. So I kind of chasing it, and then I added more on the way up for the break of all-time high. It did. I added more on this pullback. I was hoping to at least test all-time high again and then maybe go up. And then I got to stop out everything on there. And this is important because, guys, this is one of the most important lessons that you need to have. When you're adding this, and this, you have to bring your stop loss at the break even. This is called break even. So we're going to have in trading terminal as a hotkey that you can actually set your stop loss automatically at break even. So when you start partialing, you just put it at the break even. You never go red. So my original stop loss was somewhere around here. But now that I partial, I would never really let my stop loss go back into red, because you already booked some really good portion of your profit and you want to protect those profits. So this is a very good rule of thumb. You don't have to use it, but it's very generally well understood and accepted that when you partial, you need to bring your stop loss back toward the break-even point that you're having. So that was the best trade that we did. Tesla was my biggest loss, unfortunately. I was trying to catch this breakout on it, and it was all Jared's fault, because Jared at the open really talk about how strong it is and pumped it up, and was really nice to squeeze. And then I went long, I got stopped out, long again, stopped out. Eventually did some profit here, and I think that was the only thing. Oh yeah, that was the only thing. But at the end of the day, because I did trade it multiple times, I did get a kind of a big loss here on that. And then Nvidia was another trade that someone again in the chat room mentioned. Really nice rally. I went long, sold here. It did some crazy stuff here, and after that it rallied back. But I was really good enough for that. Any question, guys, about the trades that we did today? So Nijal is asking, it's a very important question. This is a very, very important question. So Nijal is asking, do you have any bias? So the answer to that is no. Having a bias is very dangerous. Like, for example, if Tesla comes with the news and then pops up and you say, wow, news is really good and stuff, you get hyped up. Like John, for example, he's so bullish about Elon Musk and Tesla and everything. So, but at the end of the day, price action is everything that you have to watch. You have to really see if the price action is above the VWAP or below the VWAP. And you can have the best news in the world and the stock is selling up, or you can have the worst news in the world, like what we did in the war or in Ukraine and everything, and the market can rip like a bus. So price action is always like having, generally when the news is really good and you're gapping up and you're trading above the VWAP, close to VWAP, so you want to go long. But it doesn't really make my decision taking. So one of the reasons that John has lost a lot of money in life is because he's so biased toward the Tesla Bank.
Yeah, I'd say it's okay to have like a thesis or a theory. Like, if you think some bad news has come out on Tesla or Nvidia or good news or whatever, it's okay to have a sort of, and it's not really a bias, but it's a thought. Okay, this is probably going to go higher, but like Andrew says, you need the price action to tell you that your theory is correct. So it's always about the price action, because sometimes a stock will do something you completely don't understand. Like you could have gone in today thinking MU was going to be a big runner, um, just because came out with some pretty good earnings last night. But that's not the way it played out, because it actually was gapping up going to the open, and as soon as we hit the open, the selling started. It went from green to red like almost in a heartbeat. So again, you've got to have the price action confirm your theory.
Another question that, and Wall Street is always ahead of the game, guys. So, like for example, there's a news coming in, or some people like read something in somewhere, and then they come, oh, this company is doing it. It's like you're not the first person. Like the Wall Street is well ahead of the game. When Israel attacked Iran for the first time, it was like 5 p.m. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I got the breaking news of the futures falling off faster than all the media that, okay, the attack had started happening. Like the financial market is ahead of all the news that is happening in the world. There are sophisticated algos that they fight over milliseconds of getting access to the news and everything like that. So a lot of the news that are published, they're all old. They're already priced in. So a lot of things, market is always forward looking. Markets, Wall Street has always, been ahead of the game. And, there is new fields called the alternative data. Like, for example, you don't wait to see the number of for example, unemployment to do. You can see the track of, for example, websites like Indeed that people are looking for job. You can, based on the traffic of that one, you can actually see if the job postings are up or not. Like Netflix earning, a lot of companies don't wait for Netflix earning. They look at the AWS servers and they're reporting, and based on the activity of AWS, they know how much users are using Netflix because they're hosting it. It's called alternative data. Like a lot of macroeconomics data now, you can track the shipping companies and how many ship containers are going in the way. And so there's software, sophisticated tools, satellites and stuff. So a lot of this data that is out is already being tracked by alternative data. And it's getting just better and better and better. So the fact that you read something and you think it's a good news and you think it's going to go up in your mind is just too late. The market has priced in way ahead of you on a lot of things. Yeah, they use satellite for the oil stocks, for the shippings. They use AWS and cloud activity for a lot of SaaS businesses. Like they're well ahead of the game. Like the intelligence that is out there to get the data to give you an advantage, an edge, is just unbelievable. Like you better not really get into the old school style of researching and investing and trading and stuff. Like there are some memes out there that the people put the intelligence investor into the garbage. It is garbage. You have to put that book into the garbage, because that book that is written 30 40 years ago on some of the fundamentals, it hasn't seen the pandemic in there, the national debt in there, the 15 years of zero interest rate policy in there. It hasn't seen the revolution that we're having into the industrial revolution that we're having with AI. And those fundamentals matters to some extent, but you can't really read that book and start trading anymore. Like a lot of people like scratching their head that why is market is going well. It's just because these 500 companies are not the 500 companies of dot-com bubble. Everything has changed. The cash flow that they have, Amazon was burning money like hell in 2000. Do you think dot-com bubble, like in dot-com bubble, and this is the same company that AWS is, Amazon has that? Like it's completely different environments. The financial engineering of our society has changed a lot too. Like even the financial market is different. It's just very different environments. There was no social media in that time. There was no influencer, economy over there. There was no. So the economy has changed, the nature of the economy. All right, guys. Any other question to? 50% winning rate is really good. Yes, if you keep your risk to reward more than 2, yes.
Yeah, Anna Cooling's book was good. It was a good read. It's always good to keep reading, learning. You can never stop. You should never stop thinking that you know it all. Just keep studying, keep learning all the time. Watch the market changing character. It's just like life. You got to keep learning new things all the time. All right. Well, we seem to be kind of stuck in a range here for the last half hour. Market's up again. SPY does look like it's trying to break out here. So,
SPY is going up.
all right,
Amazing.
I'm going to drop off.
Are you doing membership?
Is coming.
Yeah, I've got to get
We
to
do a
a
membership, Andrew?
breakfast.
Oh, membership. Let's do the
Meeting.
membership tomorrow, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I totally forgot. Membership tomorrow. I am sorry, really, really sorry. Membership tomorrow. And because I think it's late, probably a lot of people left,
Cheers.
but I swear to God, tomorrow we're gonna have maybe 2 members. So Thor is ready. I see that Thor is
Yeah. Cheers,
ready.
guys.
Yeah, cheers, guys. I'm gonna leave, and 2 of our really good traders, Paris and Gary, are gonna come and talk about their style of trading. And if you have any question, guys, leave me comments. And thank you so much for your support on my recaps. Like I started my recaps, I tried to change it a little bit, and I really value the support that you guys are having for our YouTube channel. It's amazing. And my promise to you is that we try to add as much as value to you guys by innovating our education. Like I see a lot of my competitors they're doing the same thing that they're doing that 10 years ago. Like, but what I see our community is just continuously coming up with new strategy, new tools, new indicators, new things and stuff. A lot of them free, some of them we have to charge. But I see that our community trying to evolve every single day, and that's my commitment to you guys, that we evolve. And thanks for your support, really, your time and your presence and sharing your journey with us. All the best, guys. Ciao.
Hey everybody out there in YouTube land. Good to see everybody. I just getting into it. I'm actually short in Q right now, off of an isolated pivot that's set at the top. I am sitting at break even right now, which will make me about 200 on it if it comes back through, which will be a really small hit on this trade. It's actually really going well in my favor. I thought I nailed it, but it started coming against me. This market has very little quit in it. Very little quit in it right now, but we are trying to time some good trades on this thing. And yeah, I'm a big old perma bear. I love shorting the market, so I tend to I tend to be quite short most of the time, especially when we're in all-time highs and we're pushing. Even with the catalyst that we have going on, I would still prefer generically to be trading in that direction. So now this is a stylistic thing.
Hey
So you
Thor,
can see at
brother,
the
make sure
beginning,
you share your screen.
I have it up. That's
Yeah, it's
happened
not showing.
before. Maybe
Yeah, maybe you
maybe
gotta.
I need to wait until, let me see.
Could be.
Let me redo it.
Yep.
What I'll do from now is I'll wait till Andrew signs off and then I'll share, because it seems like something's happening there.
Yep.
I
Got
only
it.
have 2 monitors, and so it's and both of them have stuff on them. So anyway, there we go. Hey, what's up, Jay? So anyway, we're playing here. We're having some checking some things out here. I disagree with we're about to fly to the moon. But it's okay. Like I don't really we all have different methodologies for how we like to play the market and stuff like that. For me, I'm not really much of a long here. So although we have been moving up, most of our buy volume, I mean, we have been moving up. I just, in this range at all-time highs, I just can't do it. But yeah, 2 monitors right now because I'm traveling. Yeah, right now we're above. We're near R6 and we're near this monthly level, which is why I like it. We're near monthly R4. So we're kind of on an inflection point for the breakout. So ISO pivot is this guy right here. We had a big movement up. We had a high, we had an indecision point and then made a new low. So I got short when we hit the new low. So stylish, I'm not a momentum trader. I do not care about which direction the market's moving when I trade at all. I'm a range trader. So I trade premium and discount across the range for very large moves. I could care less about momentum. I'm not a scalper. So I just don't have any need for that. What I'm waiting for us to get into an area of premium, and because we're very high in the chart and very high up, the moves to the downside are going to be waterfalls and significantly easier to hit. Longs will be hard grinding moves up, and I don't use MACD at all. Absolutely not. I don't even have any. Look at my chart. I don't have a single moving average on my chart whatsoever. I don't use the 9, the 20, 50s. I don't use anything. So I have my charts are almost naked. The only thing that are on my charts are cam levels, which I use to trade off of, and volume indicators. So let's look at some equities and see what's been going on. So yeah, so I just stopped using them. This is an interesting question. I like this one. Let me go back up a little bit because we got really rocking here for a second. We got a lot of coming there. First off, hi everybody, and thank you. Thumbs ups and all that good stuff. So generally, what do I consider an A plus setup? My question to you is, what do you consider a B plus setup? Right? Like there is no way to grade a setup. I think this is kind of a fallacy that people often get involved in the market. I don't think you can grade a setup. I think it either is a setup or it isn't a setup. I don't think there's any way to shade it. You know what I mean? Like, why would you take a lower probability play? You know what I mean? It's not your setup. If it doesn't meet all of the criteria for you to take a trade, why are you taking the trade? It doesn't meet the criteria. It is an F setup, right? Because it is missing what you're supposed to have to get into it. There really is, there is either a setup or there is not a setup, right? There is no way to grade setups in this capacity, right? So and what it's gonna do is it's gonna create a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of thinking and adjudicating and this and that and that, and then you're not gonna hit the trade. It'll just be gone. You'll have analysis paralysis. You'll have put too much effort into the thinking process and not enough effort into the doing process, and then so you'll be bye. So technical A plus setups, if you were going to grade them, which I would just say there is a setup or there isn't a setup, right? Is I would say, does it meet your criteria or not? Right? If it meets your criteria, you should act, and you should act more or less blindly. I would try and eliminate anything, anytime you're using the concepts I think or I feel, you are not trading correctly. Right? Trading is supposed to be emotionless and without those things, right? If you're thinking like, oh, I think it's going to make a new high, I think that's great. That's all good things to know. None of it's actionable, right? Your actions need to be based on if then statements, right? If then, like a program, right? If then do this. What if then? If then, what if then? Right? Anytime you're taking a trade, I'm going to get in if, right? So you're looking at it and saying, this is what it takes so for me, I would highly recommend. So if you're reading my book, this goes into the chapters on the how, right? That I highly recommend you clearly and cleanly define how you get into trades. It should be relatively simple, no more than 4 or 5 items. Right. Someone asked what alerts I use. I use my alerts off of TradingView that are on my cam system that I have put in place. But you want to make sure when we're doing that, right, you want to really go through and you really want things to be systematic, right? If it goes here, then I'm going to do this, right? I'm looking for selling. Is selling a reason to go short? No. Right? Selling is a reason to go short if it's near a range in which you were expecting to find a seller and it's going to sell far from that range. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when you're talking about your setups, think of it that way, right? You need to take it, you should only be taking a couple of trades a day, right? They should be on ideal setups every single time. You can make more money in the market if you do it that way, I assure you. Like what you will notice as a trader, right? Throw me a thumbs up if this is you. When you're a trader and you take 5 trades, you're never green. If you go through your journals, and you should be using one, if you take 5 trades, you're never green. Never. I'm going to use the word never. I'm going to use a really strong word, never. I'm never green after 5 trades. I'm flat at best, maybe a little red, especially once you factor in comms and all that other stuff. It's just not a thing. You know what I mean? It is so difficult, and you're going to exhaust yourself. Anybody in here, a little wave here, anybody in here end your trading day feeling exhausted physically, where you get done with your day and you get up and you walk and you're just like, wow. You know what I mean? Trading should not be that hard, right? It should not be that much effort. It should not be that much work. I want to give you a sports metaphor, right? Trading is less like baseball and more like golf, right? Less like baseball and more like golf, right? You don't win by getting the most number of points with the most number of swings, right? You make money by having the least number of strokes and by getting close to the pin, right? So what do I mean? You're going for 4R that day and you get to 3.5R. Do you take another trade? I hope not, right? You've already gotten this close to your goal. It's not worth risking just to make more money. You know what I mean? You already got close enough to the pin to call that. You know what I mean? If you have one trade and one trade hits your target, do you take another one? In reality, you maybe take one to see if you can turn today into like a really big day. But for the most part, no. You know what I mean? You're very few traders. How many traders in here often hit 2 green trades back to back? I'll let it be a positive ones. All my traders in here that do back to back green trades all the time. I don't, for the record. I rarely hit back to back green trades. Yes, I know there's people in here that got it, right? Let's see. We got like, how many people we have in here? Like 700 in here, something like that. Let's see how many out of the 700 we get to do this. It's going to be a significantly small group, right? Not back to back days, back to back trades. How many people have back to back red trades? I'll put my hands up. I'll use a fun one. Right? How many people get back to back red trades? So statistically, now obviously you got to lean into your own stats here, of course, right? I'm not recommending that you don't pay attention to your own stats, but I am saying if you're going to go with the stats of the masses, right? If you're going to go with the stats of the masses, right, then the vast majority of us will not hit back-to-back green trades, and we will often hit back-to-back red trades, right? So it is very important that preserving capital is of the utmost importance when interacting with the market. You know, I mean, making sure you're not overcommitting, over trading. So someone asked how many trades do I recommend? I recommend 1 or 2. Now, that's not going to be for everybody. There's scalpers in here. There's momentum traders in here, right? You use really tight stops and you do some different things, right? Like our guy Frank here, best day of the year, 11 trades, all green. I think that's awesome. And I'm glad you pushed it on a day you were hot. You know what I'm saying? For me, I've never had a day in my entire trading career where I've taken 11 trades. Never, not one time in my whole trading career have I ever taken 11 trades on one day, but certainly not for green, right? I've blown up a couple of accounts and I did that mostly through bag holding, but I have never in my entire trading career of 10 trade had an 11-day winning streak. That's amazing. Now, my question is, what is your average profit per win? Maybe, you know, if you're going for 1-to-1s, or 1-to-2s, you know, I mean, 2-to-1s or 1-to-1s, maybe not 2-to-1s, but maybe if you're just scalping and hitting 1-to-1s, I could maybe see that. But for me, it's hard. Yeah, oh, okay. That's really more my experience with 11 trades, right? But I mean, I'm not dogging though. I mean, that's amazing. And I'm really stoked like that you had a day like that. That's amazing. For me, that yeah, it's great. So Uzio, I think I'm with you there, right? I just don't think I would have the mental ability to even handle that. You know what I mean? Um, so the ES right now is on a trending breakout, right? So ooh, we just had a market structure shift. All right, so we just went up and bought this really big order here on NQ. And when we bought it, our order book shifted structure. So we definitely had an algorithmic response here. So you can see where we hit the order, and the algo actually adjusted our order structure up and down the book. It didn't happen on ES as much, but it happened on NQ. So that's very interesting. Very large absorption event there. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. But right now we are in a trending breakout, right? The market is very strong today, right? It is definitely I think there's a couple things that are in play right now that are happening. The main one I think is we have GDP numbers out today that weren't so bad, but really what I think's cooking it is the uh, the Fed news, that the current POTUS has installed two new Fed members, and both of them are supposed to be significantly more interested in raising interest rates than Powell. I was a little concerned with that. I thought having a contrary position to Powell, because the market has been relying on Powell for such a long time. I was a little concerned that the market would act more negatively to that movement. But it is kind of showing, I guess, that maybe the market is maybe yeah, I'm doing Thursday night mentoring tonight. Maybe the market itself maybe just a little bit tired of that. And so lowering interest rates, lowering interest rates. So the two members that were installed are both significantly more interested in lowering interest rates than Powell is. Powell is very consistent and has been consistent for quite a while on maintaining the current interest rate, where these two are specifically more, a little bit more interested in lowering them. So, and I think the market is, it's just, we're at premium in the market right now, and people are buying like crazy. It's wild. So, yeah, the original reaction to the GDP news was actually a really large sell, but it got bought. So we'll have to see what happens, man. This market is wild. Profit target on ES. You technically, hold on, sorry, let me look at ES. Okay. You are already completely outside the range. Okay. So you have made it. However, our ATR high on ES right now is actually 6,228. Right. So we could continue to go long for a very long time. Now, that being said, our order book on ES completely dies at 6190. Right here. We're completely out of orders. So as of right now, it looks like we will likely top somewhere around where we are right now, because we generically don't completely run the top side of the book. So, and we are buying, and when we buy, we're absorbing, right? So these large buys aren't driving the price into the orders. We're actually absorbing off of these orders right now, really near the top of what I would imagine the range is going to be. We can't now. This isn't science, right? We can start buying, and we can tier more orders, right? So I'm just going off of what it looks like right now, right? Right now it looks consolidatory. We're being indecisive and we're kind of waiting and offering. So, but if we start buying more, no reason we can't buy up more, right? I will see if we can get a link dropped for the book in there. I can't drop links because I'm not like that power level in here, I don't think. But it's a complete day trading system on Amazon. So, but today is what we would call a trending breakout today. So you can see here we actually had a call here, the for the trender here, and it broke out really nice, good volume on the buy. So it's been going pretty high. I think at some point today we will likely get a really large liquidation. But we'll see what happens. Right now, I think with the interest rate news, we've been buying up really well. But I would not be shocked to see. You know, you guys have probably gotten familiar with. You probably have gotten familiar with the whole You know, with these afternoon ES and NQ liquidations that have been happening lately. So we'll see what happens. I went ahead and got out of that one. So market's still going. As of right now, I do not see a reversal signal. Like it kind of looked like it back here, but right now we are still driving. Let me get this up so I can pull up some equities. Now, guys, I know everyone gets high on their own supply when this stuff happens. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. You know what I mean? We're right today, we're wrong tomorrow. We're right today. I caught a massive liquidation on NQ just a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? We all get like, you know, we all have our days when we're right and we all have our days when we're wrong. So, but what's important is how we react to being right and how we react to being wrong. You know, I mean, I'm wrong about 50% of the time to, you know, 40 to 50% of the time. You know what I mean? So like I run about a 50 to 60% hit rate, but I run a very high reward rate on my hit rate, right? When I hit trades, I hit over 4R on them, you know, sometimes more. You know what I mean? And when I hit them big. You know what I mean? So I'm not really looking for, you know, I'm not worried about this. When, you know, you will sit going long and your long is you're gonna sit in this long here if you bought here, and that long is gonna take 2 hours for this thing to grind up. Once I hit one of these shorts, I'll be at a target in about 15 minutes. Right. So because I don't like playing long when we're in these ranges. It's stair step up and elevator down. Now, if you can make profit on these incredibly small candles, then I'm okay with that. It's good. It's just it's not something it doesn't fit my risk management profile. I don't like going long when you're at all-time highs. But it doesn't fit my personality. If it fits your personality, I think that's awesome and you should take advantage of it. When the market goes short, I'll make a lot of money, and as you're trying to go long because it's at all-time highs, you'll lose money. You know what I mean? And then we trade it back and forth. So, but it's, you know, the whole thing that's really important is just to hang and make sure that you're just trading based upon your ideas of what you think are going to happen, right? And not, you know, because there's going to be times where I'm going to say it looks like it's a short and it's not going to be, right? And then sometimes it's, you know, right now I still feel like we're going to sell off, right? So, but I can't act on that, right? A feeling's not an action, right? So I'm waiting for a signal to let me know it's time to go short. I don't like being long right now. So I'm really waiting for a good signal. And that would be a very high volume engulfing sell, or now we already have this big value assertion here, right? So we set a really large value area at 61.20, and then we sold from it. And now we've offered above it. When we offered, we got stuffed. And when we offered more, our volume dropped. So every time we have large buying, we're not advancing higher. We're actually stagnating. So I think we're trapping retail right now. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to consolidate here for another hour or so, maybe less. And then what'll happen is there will be a massive liquidation back to pre-market high, and then another one back to the open price. So you'll be sitting in a position for 2 or 3 hours to the long side to have it completely go against you in about 5 or 10 minutes. I want the liquidation. I will sit all day and wait and even take a couple of stops so that I can get that big flush to the downside. Right? Stair step up, elevator down. Right? I want the elevator. I don't want the stairs. The stairs take too long, they're too hard. Right? It takes too ever. The risk management's too difficult. Too many stops. Right? I'd rather just take one. I'd rather just kind of hit the top here. And once it hits, it'll be beautiful. But until then, what do we want? Liquidation. When do we want it? Soon. Nicholas. I don't know if I would say that necessarily. You can trade with less capital on futures because of the lack of margin requirement. So you can have like a thousand you can do like $1,000 you can do $1,000 margin, $5,000 and get margin on futures, right? Where if you had $5,000 and you were US, you would only be able to get a cash account, right? And so you wouldn't be able to, well, depending on your broker, most brokers you're not able to short on a cash account, and at $5,000 without getting margin, right? You're going to probably have to trade. You're probably going to have to start trading low floats or really small shares, which is going to get eaten up by your comms, right? So if you're going to trade a smaller account, I'd actually recommend studying options, or which are really dangerous though, I think, for smaller accounts, or can be. And then but I love futures. One of the main reasons I switched to futures is because I get significantly better leverage. You know, if you're in the US, you can use AMP futures. How do you feel about them, Robbie? I've only heard of them. I haven't interacted with them. How do you feel about them as a So what happens is we come up into premium and we offer premium to retail traders that are just wanting to buy the breakout, the momentum, the highs. I don't want a long here because we're too high to go long. I'm still waiting for or looking for to get short, right? So that I can get a nice waterfall movement back to the downside, right? I'll make more money sitting on my hands and doing nothing and pushing the button one time than I will hammering that button over and over again for 2 hours, right? It's all about just taking your time and just sitting back and just, waiting for that proper opportunity to come in off of that proper range. And don't be afraid of taking a stop or two, right? To get into that position. If you have a thesis, stick with, and you'll go well. So while we were talking, naturally, we made an isolated pivot. So I went ahead and re-shorted here and threw my stop above. And here we go. I should have went 2 contracts on this one. I went a little leaner, but with the tightness, I could have gone 2. So now I'll move my stop in here. If it re-rallies through pre-market high and comes all the way back up through this order block, I'll get out. But now, see the liquidation I'm talking about? Stair step up, elevator down, right before your very eyes. It didn't take an hour, though. I thought it might take a little bit longer, but it was already there. So I thought I was going to have to sit in this chop for a little bit before it started going. So now we're going back to the open price. We're going to be right back to the open price. And about, what did I say? You're going to be sitting in a position going long for how many hours? We've been open so it's been 2 hours going long. And there we are, all the way back to the open price in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. So for me, this is just I've been playing this as a failed breakout. Like I don't like the volume for me as we've been rallying. See, I went short here earlier. There's a monthly level right here. We're in the monthly breakout range at the inflection being near R4, and we're in an area where I would prefer to sell, not buy. Right. So I'm looking for reasons to sell. We're up here near here. We come down, isolated pivot. I sell. It came back. I took it off at break even, or actually a little profit, about 200. I then risked that 200 and lost it and went back to break even. Right. And now I'm up here. I squeezed back through high premium. Look at this big VPA signal. Right. I got this big value area. We pressed. We then offered premium. And when we offered it, we were immediately rejected and then made a new low. So I went short when we hit the new low. Again, stop above here. And I mean, and I got my going here. I'm going to try and get, I really actually could have hit that as a target actually. But I think this is going to be a really big move. So I think I might give this one a shot and go for something a bit more. I only risked about $200 on this trade at most, and I'm already up 900 on it. So my take profit, I think I'm going to go for the CP. So that's our central pivot or the session's low or near previous day's close. So we may get a bounce here. We're back at the open price. So there is a chance whoever bought the open is going to be willing to defend that positioning, right? Someone bought here. You can see there's an order block here right at the open. Someone bought that block, but when we sold from here before, we liquidated quite nicely, right? So if we go through here again, it should be really good. I don't want to get much higher than pre-market high. So maybe I'll cut this if it goes through pre-market high. And then if it pops up here, I'll hit it again. Oh, El Trader, you're rocking the edge full stats? I love me some edge full, buddy. These are order blocks. So they just kind of give me support and resistance areas. So therefore, you can see it's the low of this candle, and then there's another block further. So when we tested, it's this right here, sets this low, all these wicks to the downside. It set that as an order block. So when it came back up, look how they offered. So we bought there. So now they're offering old discount as new premium. If we buy this premium area, we could pop all the way back up to pre-market high. That'd be a little disappointing, but whatever. I really like this trade. I'm hoping we just we're reoffering a monthly R4 with any luck here. And I'll just call it luck at this point, because honestly, right now, I have no idea, right, what's going to happen. This is one thing that I think is very important to be aware of. The market, there's no way to actually predict what the market's going to do, right? This is why the risk management, right? You never know when the market's just going to do some wild and crazy thing, right? So we, it's important not to be, this is why once you get good transitionary moves, like we should have a pullback here because we haven't even set trend yet. So I'm not worried about this pullback, and I like that our volume is dropping as we do it. So that's pretty good. But if we get a big volume spike in here and we start buying up, then, it is what it is. Gold, let's look. I love gold. Gold. The indicator, so right here, really key levels is where the opening prices come from. That one's by Bruz. Also, the gentleman who helped me code the Camarilla pivot plays. Much love. Adaptive ATR limits and really key levels are both his as well. Oh, I hate it when gold goes down and I'm in the freaking gold runs as an inverse. Oh, whoops. Gold runs as an inverse all the time. Look at that buy off of the open price, right back to pre-market high. What did I say, right? And if we bounce off here, it probably goes right back. I mean, that's So typical. I really don't want to go much higher than pre-market high. So, but I really don't feel like I want to cut this position. Right. So one of the things as a range trader is getting used to constantly getting retested. You know what I mean? You're always going to have pullbacks. As a momentum trader, it's funner because you have partials. And then after you get your partials and it pulls back like this, you can add, right? And then if it doesn't work, it comes up and you just get out of it, but you made a little money. And that's kind of fun. I'm horrible at adding. I will not do any classes in here on how to add. Okay. You know what I mean? Can we just make that deal? You know what I mean? I won't do any classes in here on how to add because I am horrible at adding. I'm a range trader. Like I'm really good at finding VPA signals, establishing a level, and then watching that particular level interact. The momentum part in between, like, and much love, like Stylish and and the rest of y'all in here, I believe me when I say that I highly envy your ability to actually read momentum well. It's not a skill set that I have. And I never have. I actually, it's something maybe to be in tune with. If any of you others are feeling like you're maybe having trouble reading momentum, I found when I tried to trade, I really love Brian Pesum and his trading style. I've seen him trade for such a long time. I know he's an absolute G, and he gets it out. I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I could anytime I try, I just could never quite time things the right way. Thank you for the link. There's a link to my book, by the way. Thank you. I just never could quite get it to go right. Yes, Brian's a scalper. I mean, technically, so is Andrew. I will use trailing on rare occasions if I'm well over profit and I'm in a good spot. I have done it before. So, but I prefer not to because generically when I use trailing stops, I get taken out and then it goes in my direction and then I don't get back in. So for me, I'd almost rather take the stop and then just get back in, or just take the stop. And if I take the stop, I'll get back in. You know what I mean? Which is kind of interesting. That's like a personality thing, I guess. Gosh darn, man. That was such a beautiful move that was going. Oh, well. If it comes up and hits my stop here, I'll go ahead and, because I want to make a little money on this one. So if this comes up and runs this, it really shouldn't come back through here and run this stop area where I'm at, back above 22,600. So if it does, I'll go ahead and get out, let it squeeze back up and see if it hits this order block again. If it does and comes off of it, I'll hit it again, or I'll see if it goes all the way to R6 and then I'll try and hit it again at R6. So, but right now I'm just going to hang and see what happens. We're going to go offer pre-market high. This should tell me a lot here. Good volume on that sell. All right. So this is a sell candle. We're going to offer down. How we interact with this is very important. So, let me kind of, let's see. Let me kind of give you guys like, so watch what happens. So the Raytrix, the member, Andrew forgot to do the membership announcement. So he is going to do it tomorrow. I would recommend to everybody who's interested in that, like when you come in, like first thing in the morning, we get some trades in, and then around, like I would say around 10 o'clock, once the market's going a little bit, I'd start spamming the chat a little bit. You know what I mean? Andrew's got a lot going on, in the market. He's balancing YouTube and all that stuff. And he's a creative individual. And you know what I mean when I say creative individuals, right? I'm a creative individual also, right? So I know him well, right? So we offer that discounted pre-market high, immediately bought back up. So this premium offering here is really important, right? So I would start hitting him pretty early and start saying go that. As far as my chart settings, I can't share links through here. I'm going to ask if they can give me the ability to be able to share links. Is that a helicopter? I'm in the middle of nowhere. There should not be a helicopter. Anyway, Um, can we please suggest to Andrew that only those people that contribute and participate in the chat are in the draw? I think you can certainly suggest anything you want. I don't know if he will heed said suggestion. But or if there's a way to actually factor those things in. I think that's the one thing that's kind of complicated is how would they figure out who was active and not active, and I don't know. So we'll see. But I'll certainly, I mean, someone's probably listening right now. So but I'll certainly say it would be nice. Man, that stinks. This was such a good position. And look, oh, well, this takes me out. I'll still be up like enough to probably take another trade and still just be like flat for the day. Can you imagine, like, for the record, by the way, everybody, I just want to kind of throw this out there. It's kind of just like a weird thing. Like 3 years ago, my whole day would have only been $155 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, like right around the time I was writing, getting maybe it was 6 years ago. Now time's starting to fly. I would have been like $150, $200. I'd have been like, yes, so amazing. I would have been done. You know what I mean? But now I'm going for more. It's just so weird sometimes when I stop out because I'm just like, oh man. I went for a little bit more. I went for a little more than the 4R on that one, Ben. It was a mistake. I should have just hit the open price. So that was my bad. Got a little greedy on that one, right? So we'll give her one more shot up here in a second and see what we can do, maybe. Because now we got to wait for another sell candle and try and hit another sell candle. The thing is I have had a couple, Ben, I've had a couple of trades now, though. Like I had a trade last week that I held for like 12R, and it was a full size NQ. It made my whole month. You know what I mean? So I'm at a point now to where it really just, you know what I mean? Like I'm just, when my trades hit, they're hitting so good. Like I'm willing to give these a chance. You know what I mean? It was it was like, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday of last week. We had that big fall on the NQ, and I was in that thing all day. Oh, thank you, Carlos. So Carlos just shared a link for anyone that's going to be in the Southeast or would like to come to the Southeast. It's mid July. I am doing a little fun get together. We got it's not going to be like a trading conference. It's going to be a day at the beach, and then drinks and late night partying with all your BBT friends. So if you have a chance and you'd like to come by and say hi to me and say hi to the peoples and all that stuff, I think it would be a lot of fun. So if that is something that interests you, please go to the thing and let it go and check it out. So I'd love to see everybody there. Ben, here's the honest truth on this one, and I know I'm going to kick myself on this stat. You know what I'm saying? What I found when I was going through my trades was that when I went for 2R, I would hit 2R 70 to 80% of the time. When I went for 3R, I hit it solid 70% of the time. And when I go to 4R, I hit it about 60% of the time. When I go to 5R, the 5R, amazingly enough, drops from a 60% hit rate down to about a 30. You know what I mean? It goes from a 60% hit rate down to about a 30% hit rate. You know what I mean? It just falls off the cliff whenever I go for that. And I'm sure that has something to do with like how wide I run my stops and all kinds of stuff like that. But it's the reality is I go for 4R the way I do because the likelihood of me hitting 6R or 7R or 8R is very unusual. But when it works, like if I was going to hit 8R or 9R and I was going to hit it 30% of the time, that would kind of be awesome. You know what I mean? It would really work. So, I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, I use trade tracking software, TradeZella, and I'm constantly I load my trades every single day. I'm constantly watching my P&L matrix and looking for losing situations, and I'm reevaluating and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. Zella is TradeZella, Zella, something like that. So what do we think about the SPY now? Look at that. See, that put us in. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that. QQQ's R4 was right at the open price, and we're in a higher narrow range. That was actually a really good spot to buy. We had a really nice sweep down into a buyer and then bought right off of them. That's actually pretty good. That would have been a really nice buy. Haha, that's fun. It works. It works. All you gotta do is just pick the right direction, apparently. My bad. All right, so I'm gonna watch ES. Yeah, yeah. If I'd have realized, I don't know why I didn't. I should have looked at Qs and realized that we were still on the. I thought we lost the breakout range on Qs as well. I didn't realize we were still in the breakout range. I would have tossed that one. So Carlos, for that, you'd really need to, I'll give you a basic synopsis, but in BBT, obviously, I do webinars on this stuff, and when you're talking about, uh, all of that. So what we're talking about are Camarilla pivot points is what I utilize. I have my own Camarilla pivot system that I've developed over, a little bit over a half a decade, that I utilize in order to take trades. And so it's a really fun system that I really like. It's a little verbose, but once you get used to it and start working with it, it can be a really really fun system that really gives you some really solid calls. Now all of that is coded into TV here for the most part. So what I utilize are these Camarilla pivots, and basically the general rule of thumb is, if you're above the fours on a narrow range, you're looking at breakouts, which is what just happened on Qs. And if you're inside the fours on wider range, especially, you're looking for returns and across. And we've got a whole play system around them. Let me kind of show you what that looks like. It looks like this. So it basically looks like this, right? So depending on where you open versus the sweeping action and the range width, it determines which plays you want to take from which locations. SPY struggled to push there. Look at that struggling volume as we went back up to premium here. We're way above our 6 on SPY. So we are above the breakout range now. If we were going to sell from here, ATR, where's ATR low? Is it near the edge still? Ooh, it is. Ooh, we could have a unicorn set up today. If we have a liquidation event today, it could be massive. I don't know if we will. The further we go in the day, the less likely it is to happen. But I mean, the targeted ATR low to the downside is way down here, and we're still right near monthly R4. This is a very big selling area on the month. If we sold from here, we would run the entire range. We'd be at 604 by the end of the day if we really got a hard sell from here. It would be an incredible short. It really could, Robbie, and it has been, hasn't it? I don't use MACD and RSI, Paul, but I know many people that do and use it very, very well, right? The only reason I don't use them is because it doesn't add to my system. You know what I mean? For me, for entries and exit management, I want it to be as simple as possible. So whenever I look at it, like I don't have VWAP on my chart, right? I like VWAP. I think VWAP's very useful. I just don't use it to trade, so I don't want it on my chart. Right, moving averages, I think they're great. I think for some people, yep, Camaria pivot plays by Bruzex. I think for many people, having moving averages on their charts are help, but they won't change my decision. You know what I mean? I'm still going to do the same thing I'm going to do, whether or not it crosses those averages or not. So at this point, like, why even have them on my screen? You know, I mean, everything that's on my screen that I'm looking at, I need it to be relevant to me getting in and getting out of trades and nothing else, right? I don't need to understand the in and outs of of everything that's happening in the market and why. That's not my job. That's not your job either, by the way, as a speculator. Your job as a speculator is to observe. That's why it's called speculation, right? It's to watch, right? It's your job to observe, right? And as you're observing, make decisions based upon that observation, right? So are we breaking out today? Are we buying, right? Are we selling? Is the order structure strong? Is it something, do we make new highs? Do we make new lows? These are all things that we're really worried about. Not the fundamentals help, but that's really more of like, a little bit more the other direction. So an order block. So there are two ways to define an order block. An order block itself can be formed by viewing a candle pattern, right? So basically you have a low, you have a low and a high. You sweep the high, you then sweep the low and then hold, right? That sets that low because you swept and came back up. That sets that low as an order block, right? So you can see here, we came up and we had a low, we swept at a high, we then swept the high, we then went through the low. That sets our order block, right? So there's a candle formation to creating an order block, right? And then there is just there being an order block, right? So like if you're looking at the ES right now, you can actually see that there's a large order here, a smaller order here, and a smaller order here, right? This is the bottom of the order block, this is the mid of the block, and this is the top of the block, right? Whenever you're seeing most of these up and down movements, what you're seeing is we're moving up and down through blocks of orders. They normally come in threes. The rule of threes is pretty powerful in the market. I don't know if it's like an algo thing or what, but so you'll often see these order blocks are in threes. And then so like a head and shoulders, for instance, often forms on an order block like that, right? So you have the three orders, it goes up, and it hits the bottom order, and then it goes into the middle order. It consolidates on the middle order and then wicks up to the top order, hits that, comes down, starts distributing into the middle order now, right? Because now we're distributing, sells off, reoffers, and sells, and then you have a head and shoulders, right? So a head and shoulders pattern is basically just a failure of the specialist to transact an order block to the top side, right? So it really kind of changes things out quite a bit. Yes, I am GP, actually. 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock every day. I want to make a couple actually, since it's 11:55, let's start a little bit of administrative stuff. Administrative item number one. Yes, I am doing Thursday night mentoring tonight. Rule of please let people in the BBT community know. Make sure, there we go. There's some buying on NQ right there. Pow, look at that buy. There's some volume. So, all right. So that might have been like a short seller. That big volume, that big bid pop like that could be them getting too high, and someone who was getting institutionally short earlier has been holding for part of the day and finally just hit their max pain. You know what I mean? So they had to cut. As soon as they hit them, the specialists will start selling off. You know what I mean? Because that was who they were probably after in the first place, right? So now that they're because they're looking for volume, right? They can't go down until they find that volume to the top side. So they're constantly poking and prodding to find where that transaction's at. And, but we'll see. Oh, we just tiered more orders to the top side. This actually looks strong now. Look at the strength, how they came in. Let's see if they goad us in here. I still like it as a short. I'm so stuck on this thesis though. So, but whatever, I don't care. So a couple of admin items to call it a day, I guess we could say. First, make sure if you are planning on coming to my little small BBT event, that you please get over to that link that got posted earlier, and make sure you do that. Number two, make sure you smash the like if you haven't already. Much love. I appreciate you. I'm here every day, 11 to 12. If you want to keep me here, we need those likes and the interactions to keep on coming. Also, I am going to be next week. Put on your calendars. Okay. I'm going to have Nathan back in to do, I'll still be here tomorrow, but I just want to give you some heads up now. I'm going to have Nathan back in to do some book math work. I'll probably have him in either Monday and Friday or both. I also talked to Lenny. Many of you got to enjoy having Lenny on Monday. Everyone who likes Lenny, say hi and give a thumbs up. I asked Lenny if he'd come back in next Tuesday and hang out with me for a little bit on Tuesday, just so that we have kind of more variety and a fresh perspective for everybody. Not just always the same style. I am going to talk with like Megan and Carlos and all the other moderators, even like Peter, and have them try and come in, right? And try and have them come in to give you guys, more variety. I also talked with Dr. V, Dr. Vanessa. She is going to come by next week on Wednesday. So 11 to 12 on Wednesday, we are going to do a brains day here. All right. So for anyone who's having trouble with performance and would like to speak to a doctorate level psychologist that is also an incredibly successful futures trader, put Wednesday on your calendar, come by and check that out. So I have a really solid lineup already put together for you next week. I'm also reaching out to a couple of market makers I know on the NYSE, as well as some brokers that I know from the NYSE, to ask them if they'd be willing to come on and talk with everybody here. So make sure you are liking and sharing and subscribing. The more we do, the more I can do. And I'm going to try and pull in some great people and some great educational content for everybody in here live, outside of things, so that you guys can get access to it, hopefully with the intent of showing you how amazing things are inside the BBT community, right? The kind of stuff that I'm trying to do out here is the stuff we do in BBT community every single day, right? Every day we're working on helping you configure your platforms, helping you get your trading books together. Every day we're having mentorship, psychology segments, webinars, you name it, all day, every day. The content inside BBT is real. So make sure you keep your eyes on the different promotions they're running. Take advantage of them and come into BBT and hang out for a little bit. I have a feeling once you come in, you're probably not going to leave. It's a really great community. It's the only trading community in my almost decade of trading. It's the only trading community I've ever belonged to and paid membership to, right? So I think everything that you can find from futures to options to equities trading on all the varied instruments you're looking for is all right here. And we've got all the expertise you're really going to need to come in here and hang out. So for all of you, I cordially invite you to come and hang out with us. Make sure if you come in, say hi, and I'll look forward to it. So for now, I will go ahead and wrap this segment. I hope you all have a great rest of your trading day, and I will see you all back on here tomorrow from 11 to 12, and we'll have some fun. So yeah, keep it green, people, and I will talk to you later.